Live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Off play action, going to keep it on a quarterback keeper inside the 20, inside the 10, KJ to the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
Arkansas Gameday is brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
KJ's going to throw back in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas, Tyson Morris.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The day is finally here. Arkansas, Texas. Not 5 hours, but 6 hours from kickoff. Alongside Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson. We are live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Not just a 2-hour pregame show for you all today, but a 3-hour jam-packed show. And, Tommy, we've already had some college football games kick off already, but the one that everyone's eyes are going to be on in this state starts at 6 o'clock in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
No question about it that this is a night that's been anticipated not just all the offseason, but I think for several seasons. People have quietly talked about this game. The day is finally here. The season in which you were going to have the Horns back in Fayetteville has finally arrived. It's been a long wait since Arkansas has hosted Texas in Fayetteville, and I think this will be not only a hot atmosphere because of the temperatures, but an electric one because of the crowd, and potentially, Ty, a record crowd today in Fayetteville.
You're welcome to hop in here at any point at 877-377-6963 via call, via text. You can also get in on our video live stream, comment there, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And I think Arkansas might have some luck on their side. For those of you that tuned in to College Game Day this morning when they picked this game, all the guest pickers, including the celebrity guest Ashton Kutcher, picked the Texas Longhorns. Now, Reese Davis said he's going with Arkansas. So did Chris the Bear Felica. But when they show that screen and it's all Longhorns, that just makes you feel good because there's been times where they picked all Razorbacks and it goes the opposite way. So once again, you find yourselves an underdog going against Texas, not just inside the state, but outside the state as well.
And it's a great opportunity today because Arkansas hosts a top 15 team, the 15th-ranked Longhorns, coming into Fayetteville. Ty, I think Sam Pittman's still looking for that signature victory at the very beginning here of his second season. Let's be honest, this program hasn't had a signature victory in a while. We were talking earlier this week that it's been, all the way back to 2016 since you've had a win over a top 15 team. And that was Ole Miss. So it's been a while. This program needs that kind of public stamp of approval from inside and outside the state. A win over the Horns today might just be that.
Got a comment from Tea Time this afternoon. He says, those Longhorns don't stand a chance. Already had a Longhorns burger with Texas toast for lunch to get the good vibes rolling. Speaking of good vibes, Coach Sam Pittman was driving around talking to students yesterday as they were camping out, getting ready for this football game tonight. And it looked like his first attempt on the cornhole, Tommy, he sunk it. Yeah. That was pretty cool from Coach yesterday.
And he just kind of walked off with the victory. That's what I loved about it. The expression on his face, which he can give some great expressions. And it looked like it was maybe, the video could be tricky, but maybe a little longer than regulation shot. He canned it, and he gave that great jubilant expression, and he just kind of, I'm out of here. I'm leaving on a winning note.
Text from B in Clarksville. He said, the energy in the air is so electric. The morning was perfect, the temperature and the environment. I know we have a good chunk of fans that have already made their way outside of Reynolds Razorback Stadium. We have some that are driving up from all areas of the state, not just of the state, but outside of the state as well. And I can tell you just from the videos I've seen, from the pictures that I've taken, my brother's there right now, and they've told me that this place is absolutely rocking. And we're still 6 hours from kickoff, Tommy.
Yeah, I don't even think we've reached the peak, and I don't know what the peak will be. There'll be a lot of folks that will come to the game, I'm going to guess, in the 3:30 to 4:30 range. So, it's going to be a steady stream in. People wanting to get up there in the early afternoon. I don't even think you've begun to see the best that the atmosphere outside of the stadium is going to be. But what we need tonight is all that great tailgating and great vibes and energy to be inside the stadium at 6 o'clock.
We've gotten some funny pictures and signs and videos heading up to this football game, Tommy. I've really appreciated the creativity that certain Arkansas fans, particularly students at the U of A, have used when it comes to to Texas in this game. And I saw several videos last night of Texas fans out. We were at right here in Fort Smith at our Buffalo Wild Wings, and these Texas fans walked in, and I was just at that point I was not having it. It was about 9:30 at night, and these two guys got up to the bar, and they were just asking us questions. And I was friendly enough, but there's a little animosity that's going to be seen a little more today. We saw some of it last night on Dixon Street, and it's only going to be amped up during the course of this football game.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have an opponent that matters that much. I don't, we'll see how many Texas fans are there. I suspect that because of their large alumni base, large fan base that seemingly is everywhere, they'll be well represented for the proportion of the crowd that it should be, probably 5,000 to 7,000 Longhorn fans at least in the crowd.
So if you're a Texas fan, do you want to be in Fayetteville? And I've always wondered, because I haven't gotten a chance to go to an LSU football game when Arkansas is playing them, but I've heard stories, for whether it's Clay. I've got a friend that lives down there in Baton Rouge, and he genuinely, now he runs his mouth probably a little more than Clay does, but he said there's times where he's scared for his life because of the personality clashes that LSU fans have. I don't think Arkansas fans are like that, but I wonder from a Texas fan's perspective, Tommy, do you want to be in that atmosphere tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Fayetteville doesn't have the reputation like Baton Rouge or some other places around college football, but you're proud of your team, of your Texas. You're in the top 15. You hope this is now new coach, very optimistic situation. The declaration from Joe Tess years ago, who is ironically on the call tonight, or coincidentally on the call tonight, that Texas is back. Well, we'll see tonight if they can take a step forward. They're not back if they get beaten by the unranked Razorbacks. So, this is a big step forward for them, and they're hoping to truly be back. But they can't be back without that win tonight.
Got a text in here from Alex. He says he wished he could be there today, but he's going to be watching the game from Phoenix, Arizona. We've got people, again, listening from all over the place. But whether you're watching it on TV, listening it right here, ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com, or you're going to be watching it in person in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, be loud, be obnoxious, and make sure that Texas feels your presence. Tommy, I was listening to Austin Sports Talk Radio earlier this week just to kind of get a sense of what they think about this game, and the cockiness, the arrogance was coming through the radio station. But I will say, I'll give credit to the two afternoon hosts I was listening to, because they repeated several times how crazy this atmosphere was going to be in Fayetteville. They said World War III wouldn't do it justice. Like it was just they gave a lot of respect to Razor, not the fans, but the sports radio hosts themselves, which I bet have found themselves in Donald W. at some point in time. So they know what's coming. I just wonder what Steve Sarkisian has been saying to his group, his guys leading up to this game, because I can tell you this, it's vastly different from what Coach Pittman and his staff have been saying.
Traditionally and historically, Texas has been that program like we see now with Alabama and Ohio State, pardon me, Ohio State, Notre Dame. Texas has been in that group where that's the biggest game, and I think for a lot of fans, when they go on the road, it's still that way. That's the one game that, hey, we are planning our lives around being at this game, because they draw that kind of crowd. They draw that kind of attention. So I don't think this road environment or the energy or excitement that comes around this atmosphere today is new to Texas. Now, it may be new to some of these players. Sarkisian's the new coach, but he's well-versed in that. He was at Alabama. He was at USC. He understands what coaching at the big brands do, and you draw a big crowd because you're a big deal. In Texas, although they've been winning a lot of games over the last decade, and really since 2009, they're still a big deal in college football.
I got my college game day fix in, played some pickleball this morning, just pounded 10 Chipotle shrimp and some Mexican food. I am ready to go, Tommy, as everyone else is listening to this program for the game tonight. And you're welcome to hop in here at 877-377-6963. We got some Bud Light Scoreboard to get to. Again, we are live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back. carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light Legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hanging out with my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Hey, Jeremy, the Venom R. I don't even need to say anything else.
Jimmy, it's the hottest truck in the market right now. It's fully customized, upfitted, class exclusive to Randall Ford. You have to see them to believe them. These trucks are flying out of here as quick as we get them done.
People, all they have to do is just come by and check them out.
Just come by, say, hey, I want to see the Venom R. You will not be disappointed.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see the Venom R's today at Randall Ford.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about, and part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Member FDIC. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929. Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
When you're looking for a lawyer, you want one you can trust, someone you can count on to be there no matter what, someone to have your back when life doesn't. You want someone to call your lawyer. One phone call to the law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna and your problems are solved.
242-5874, that's 242-5874.
No one likes divorce, but having the right lawyer makes all the difference in the world. Family law and criminal law, one call. 242-5874, that's 242-5874. The law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna, PLLC. Go Hogs.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Greenwood Collision has been a part of Greenwood since the opening in 2007. Now they invite you into their new state-of-the-art facility. They offer customers a lifetime warranty and work diligently with all insurance companies to better serve their customers. Greenwood Collision has a color matching system, guaranteed an exact color match each and every time. Stop the worrying. Call Chris or Joe today at 996-9922. Greenwood Collision, 2615 West Center in Greenwood.
Make Awake Bait and Tackle on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma has everything a fisherman needs. Rods, reels, tackle, plastics, all kinds of great baits to catch a wall hanger. Rods starting at $69.95. The biggest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reaction Innovation, Bobby Garland, Lake Fork Coogan, and more. And Make Awake has Daiwa rods and reels, and they repair them too. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, back here on Arkansas Game Day alongside Tommy Kraft on Tyler Richardson. We're live at Randall Ford, and we're about to take your calls in just a sec.
All right, it's been a great week. Hogs versus Horns, presented by Crane Hyundai in Fayetteville. Also, Arvest Bank. They present a wide range of banking services, including loans, deposits, treasury management, credit cards, mortgage loans, and mortgage services. Find Arvest online at arvest.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Goes first to Northwest Arkansas, welcoming Cody this morning. Cody, you were on Arkansas Game Day, man. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. First off, we have to always remember 9/11. Never let us forget
Absolutely.
that. But at the same time, there's a pretty big ball game tonight. And, man, I feel like it's finally – there's more than just a game of who wins Arkansas, Texas. It's the passion's back. You know, it's in the South, I think there's a lot to be said for filling up college football stadiums and enjoying football. It's almost like our normal way of life is back. And I don't mean to sound so small-minded or that's what we gear everything around, but in some sense we kind of do every fall. That's our ritual. And it's just good. I'm excited for the game, but more than anything, I'm just happy to be back to normal aspect of life and normal day functioning in the fall time. But let's not forget about 9/11, but let's go Hogs. And, man, I'm so excited to be in that stadium tonight. Y'all have a good one, okay?
Thank you, Cody.
Thanks, Cody. Yeah, we went a full segment. That's probably my bad not mentioning that at first. I was going back and just looking at some of the pictures and reading some of the news articles and the various things that happened 20 years ago today. Now, Tommy, that puts me, I think, in the second grade, if I remember that correctly. Do you remember where you were at that point in time?
25 years old. I was sitting at my desk at KFPW Radio on the opposite side of Fort Smith from where I'm sitting now. And, we didn't get text alert or news alerts, but a guy named Danny Trankenshoe was in the studio and said, hey, come in here, you got to see this. And, obviously, just after 8 o'clock our time, things started unfolding because it was, 9:03 Eastern time when it began to happen. So it all unfolded that morning. The day before, we had my mom's dad's funeral, my grandfather's funeral, and he was a World War II veteran. And so I'd just gotten back to work from being away for a few days, and then just the world changed. And I was watching some of the remembrance this morning, just the news coverage, and they read traditionally every name of the victims, and there's nearly 3,000. And Ty watched for 30 or 40 minutes this morning, and they were just still in the B's. I mean, it just that really hits home about how many people lost their lives that day, as it took hours to read all the names today.
Yeah, someone posted a picture on Twitter, Teacher Goals, and it has the face of almost everyone that was in the 9/11. You're going to see stuff throughout the game. I think the University of Arkansas, and not just Arkansas, but several colleges across the country, are going to make sure that that day 20 years ago is not going to be forgotten. There's going to be several different things, displays, honorings of not just that, but our military as a whole. It's hard to really not contemplate, but just fathom how devastating that time was, because at the time, again, I think a second grader, and I really don't remember that day as quickly as you did, but I've tried as much as possible when we get to this day every single year to just read up on as much as possible, to watch as many videos like you did 30, 45 minutes this morning, because it's definitely impacted so many people, not just who were there that day and obviously lost their lives, but just the hundreds of thousands that have been affected by that tragedy 20 years ago today.
I was just laying there watching it with Laura this morning in the live coverage from the Freedom Tower, and right there at Ground Zero in the live coverage. And as they were reading the names, I said, man, how difficult for the families of the victims and those that survived, that every year this rolls around, and particularly every 5 or 10 years where you got a special commemoration and remembrance of it. It's almost like having to go to the funeral again. So you could see the hurt in those family members' eyes that were there remembering their loved ones, and it just kind of hit home with me today.
Let's go to Hot Springs and welcome in Ryan this afternoon. Ryan, you are on Arkansas Game Day.
How's it going, guys?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Oh, I got my morning started off pretty good. I took my father-in-law to this public pond just outside of Mount Ida, and we caught 6 catfish. I'd say we're on a pretty good start this morning.
Clean them babies up. That'd be dinner tonight.
Well, we threw them back. The pond was a little low, so I'm afraid they might be a little wormy. I'm excited about this game. I know I've been calling it for a while, and I'm calling this a win. And the more I've been kind of reflecting on last year and this year, I just and now I know these offenses aren't the same, but if you can get this crew up and ready to take on a dynamic offense like Matt Corral, I like our chance to take on this Card kid and that awesome tailback that they got. But I just feel like Odom's going to be up for the task, and I think offense is going to be just good enough to get the job done. And that's all I got. And go Hogs, and I hope it's a good game. And as we honor the people that we lost in 9/11. And that's all I got, and hope y'all have a good day.
Ryan, appreciate the call. I think Barry Odom, we saw last week that he's going to have a salty defense this year. Now, that was Rice, albeit, but I think that there's going to be points this season like we saw last year where that defense is just standing tall. They're going to need to stand tall today. If you look at some of the Arkansas, the big-time Razorback wins in this rivalry, the defense is unblockable, and they just blow up the line of scrimmage. They just want it more. And Arkansas's defense is going to have to want it more today because I don't expect the Arkansas offense to put up 35, 40 points by themselves. Tommy, you're going to need a turnover. You're going to need a game-changing play from Barry Odom's defense, like a Jalen Catalon, like a Monteric Brown, in order to get some points that you probably won't get from your offense today.
So I'll go a step further or kind of double down on what you just said. I don't think you have a chance to win the game today unless your defense plays exceptional, better than they did against Rice. This offense is not far enough down track, at least based on what we saw last week, for me to believe that you really stand a chance without a over-the-top performance from the defense. So I think, to Ryan's point, that is, to me, the key of the game. Yes, you can talk about special teams, but if play in, play out, if the defense isn't getting off the field on some third downs, not allowing long drives and flipping field position, then I just don't think Arkansas stands much of a chance to be in the game in the fourth quarter. That, to me, is the key of the game, is how well does the defense play.
And I think with the addition of John Ridgeway, now unfortunately for those who haven't heard, if you're just hearing this now, Dorian Gerald's not just going to be out for this game. He's going to be out the entire season with a broken leg, which is a real bummer for Dorian because we know how many injuries he suffered throughout his college career. But with Ridgeway back, as good as Jalen Catalon played last week, he's a Texas guy, and he really wants to show out, not just for this fan base and his team and Coach Pittman, but for all the neighbors and friends who are Texas fans. He wants to prove that he made the right decision to come to the University of Arkansas. To this point, that has been validated by his play, especially this last year and this last week. But, Tom, we know when you're friends with someone that went to a different school or is a different fan and they live close to you, or it's just another thing you can hold over them. And I think Jalen not just wants to win it for his teammates, but personally him and all the Texas players, they want to win it for themselves.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday morning, and the fact that, forever and ever, when your playing days are done, whether it's at Arkansas or whether you play a lengthy NFL career, forever, the outcome of this game is going to be one that's held over your head, or you have to hold over their head. So that's exactly right. When you're from Texas and you go back and you live there and your neighbors next with Longhorn fans and people you played high school football with and maybe people that are on that opposite sideline today, the outcome of this game will always stand out above the average game that you played in at Arkansas.
Now, I didn't see this, but Luke texted in that Feinbaum apparently chunked the Texas helmet. I haven't seen that video, but for those who have seen the video, if y'all want to send that to me, I think he's trying to gain favor with Arkansas fans. They have seemed to enjoy their trip, SEC Nation, down Clay Travis and Outkicks down. There's a lot of people that are down here, not just from a Arkansas standpoint, Texas standpoint, but when you have that crew, the SEC Network crew, come in, it's going to bring some excitement, and there's so much buzz surrounding this game. Tommy, we have to remember, this is probably the best SEC game of the day.
There's no question. It's the showcase game.
Yeah, and that's weird for me to say about Arkansas, especially kind of relative to what they've been, but I mean, you look at it, if you really want to make an argument, you could say NC State and Mississippi State, but this is it. This is a top 15 matchup, an old Southwest Conference rivalry, and it's been between two teams that played in what many believe is one of the best games in college football history.
Yeah, I mean, a ton of history here. We know about the tradition in the Southwest Conference and what this game meant back then, 40 to 50 years ago. But, this is the game of the day, and if Pitt, Tennessee, who's playing now and you mentioned NC State and Mississippi State, they would be in the primetime slot on ESPN. Now, Mississippi State and NC State play just opposite Arkansas at the same time, but this game's on ESPN for a reason, because they know that this game is the showcase game here on week 2 of the SEC.
Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Robert, who's in Fort Smith. If you want to hop in here, feel free, 877-377-6963. What's up, Robert?
Hey, guys, real quick, because I've listened to y'all week, and I've finally just now enjoyed what y'all just talked about. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm glad we bored you all week, Robert.
No, it's just the rivalry part. I'm sick. I'm sick of hearing that, because there was the history. There is a deep history here. But the rivalry part, even Sam Pittman said it on one of his shows yesterday. If you are older than 40, you will know about that. But these kids here, the others, when do you think even these kids, was Matt Jones era that we played Texas, that they might know about it?
Yeah. Oh, here's what I'll say, Robert. I mean, all you're doing right now is you're re-educating kids. Like, I didn't know how deeply ingrained this rivalry was until I heard stories from every time I talked with my grandpa. It's when you sit down, like for people my age and younger, you're sitting down with your grandpa, your dad, your uncle, your mom, your aunt, and they take you through the process of why this game's so significant as a Razorback fan. So they don't, again, like someone like myself doesn't, I can't tell you every great moment that's happened in this rivalry for Arkansas, but I can tell you how significant this is from my perspective, because it was significant to those before me. That's what I think you and so many others have an opportunity to do, is you can talk to your son, you can talk to your daughter, you can say, this is why this game is important. It's just a history lesson that you get to give to your youngins.
That part, okay, I agree with you on that, but and I think Texas on this, they got nothing to prove except to say, if they want to say they're really back, because they want to be undefeated when they play Oklahoma. That's where they want to be.
Well, Robert, I'd say they want to make a point that they belong in the SEC,
yep.
even though it's not Alabama or it's not Georgia or Florida or LSU. They're playing an SEC team today. They're coming in this league in 2, 3, 4 years, whenever it is. By 2025, they want to make a statement today, too, that, hey, we belong in that league. Y'all better buckle up, because the Longhorns are coming.
Tommy is spot on. The last thing that you want is tonight, when the game clock expires, is to hear Texas fans chanting SEC, SEC. You don't want to hear that at all. You want to be chanting that. You want to be yelling that at every single Texas fan that's crying when they walk outside of Reynolds Razorback Stadium, because you're the team that's had to go through this conference gauntlet since 92 or 3. I always forget which year. 92. You're the 92. You're the team that's had to do this for so long. They haven't done squad. They've been playing the Big 12. Tommy, you love to make Big 12 jokes. There is no question what the superior conference is in college football. Not just college football, but college sports.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think they formed an alliance to gang up on the SEC? You don't gang up on the one that's not at the top. That's what the other Power 4 conferences will do. I'm not going to include the Big 12 once it's all realigned here soon. I don't think they are a power conference at that point, but we'll have that debate and argument some other time. But, yeah, I mean, this is – while Arkansas is not at the mountaintop, and I'm not pretending that Arkansas is one of the best teams in the SEC, because we know they're not, they still wear the badge of this conference, and there's still a lot of pride from many conferences when you can take down the big, bad, mighty SEC, whether it's little or small within this league.
All right, next caller before we take a break. We'll go to Andrew, who's all the way in Kansas City. Andrew, you're on Arkansas Game Day, man.
Hey, man, I'm pumped up, baby. Are you ready to go?
Woo! We're ready. Fired up.
I already got my barbecue going. Got some butts on the grill, ribs, and my 9-year-old daughter said she didn't even try to sleep last night because she was so excited for the game. She said she couldn't sleep.
So pork butts and ribs, huh?
Oh yeah, man. We're going. We got a big party. We're representing here in Kansas City, and we're ready to go, man.
All right. So what time?
Hey, I had one question.
Hey, what time do you have to put them butts on this morning to get them ready at 6 o'clock?
Oh man, I've been going since about 9 o'clock this morning,
go.
so been ready to go. So hey, do you guys think Soli's going to step up a little bit now that Gerald's out?
Well, let's hope so. Andrew, appreciate the call, buddy, and make sure your daughter does get some sleep tonight after this game because it could go into the night, maybe 9:30 or 10. I think Mateo Soli, who we know is a legacy here at Arkansas, he's gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit. But with Dorian going out, I know he had to play with that club this past year. He's a little undersized, but he's got the speed coming off the edge. Tommy, I don't really care who steps up coming off the edge. They just need someone to get to Hudson Card and Peyton Thompson at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, the other side is Trey Williams and Shad Stewart, so Zach Williams, I think there's several options there. And with Ridgeway back, we'll see how many snaps he gets, how game ready he looks with his conditioning tonight. Do you really care if it comes from the edge or up the middle? You just want Card to be pressured. Yeah. You want him to be hurried. And maybe there's more pressure in the middle, and you can not only do that but stop the run in A and B gap in the middle as well.
And I say Peyton Thompson. It's Casey Thompson who's going to play tonight, as well as what Sark and the Texas play-by-play guy have been saying this week. All right, coming up, we're again live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. We're going to get into your Bud Light scoreboard update next.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Lynx at Chaffee Crossing, located in Fort Smith, has the best barbecue in the River Valley, hands down. Check out Lynx at Chaffee Crossing's Facebook page for their daily specials and live music schedule. Lynx at Chaffee Crossing has dine-in or patio dining with a full view of the golf course. Also, stop by their full bar for a cold beer or a cocktail. Need a place to watch the Hog games? Lynx at Chaffee Crossing has that too. Get linked up at Lynx at Chaffee Crossing, 11707 Custard Boulevard in Fort Smith.
September is here, and at Frank Rowe Furniture, it's time to sell, sell, sell. Everything's on sale. Made in the USA Furniture, family-owned, and serviced after the sale. Also, we have in-store, no-credit check financing. I want you to remember one name, Frank Rowe Furniture, located at 405 4th Street in Barling, Arkansas, or check us out on Facebook. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
Special teams at Crane Hyundai Fayetteville have taken charge with trade-in value scoring big, while the offense is driving down the field with great offers on the 2022 all-new lineup of Sonatas, Tucsons, and more at Crane Hyundai. They're backed by a defense like no other because the Crane team's got them. Get 3 years free maintenance with America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and Hyundai Assurance. Score at CraneHyundaiFayetteville.com or visit at 1919 Foxglove Drive today. See dealer for details.
Looking for a fence company that will provide the personal touch to your fence or gating project? Call Dusty's Fence Company at 479-629-4190. Dusty's Fence Company specializes in custom wood design, vinyl fencing, chain link, and ornamental iron projects, and they can even stain your fence to complete your project. Family owned and in business for 20 years, you will deal with the same person from start to finish. That's Dusty's Fence Company, 479-629-4190.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
Looking for a career in trucking? JR's Trucking Company, a family-owned and operated company, has prided itself on being a safe, reliable, and dedicated carrier. Headquartered in Van Buren, Arkansas since 2002, JR's Trucking Company specializes in transporting poultry and produce across the United States. They offer competitive pay and benefits, weekly home time, plus an $8,000 sign-on bonus. Get on the road to success. Contact JR's Trucking Company today at 1-800-428-4033. JR's Trucking Company, a professional team you can count on.
Messy leaks, stopped up toilets and sinks, all of these can be a nightmare. This is Emily with Mr. Rooter Plumbing in Fort Smith. Did you know that when you call Mr. Rooter, you get real-time tracking so you know exactly when to expect us? We know you're busy, so we send a reminder, so scheduling with us is convenient. When you need plumbing, call Mr. Rooter in Fort Smith or book online at mrrooter.com. We're your neighborly company.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
We're here at Randall Ford right now. They have Ford F-150s in stock. Not just Ford F-150s, but new Ford F-150s. Got some new Super Duties, huge pre-owned inventory, and this is America's #1 selling truck. They've been in business for over 100 years. It's the fourth oldest Ford dealership, not in Arkansas, but in the country. And Tommy, we've been talking about the Bronco this past week. It is a fantastic tailgating vehicle. They don't have the one out in front of me today, but I know that everyone's really excited to see what this thing looks like. And you need to stop on and by and see me at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Probably not there because they sold it. So
yeah.
Those things are in
It's
high
off the
demand.
lot.
They do not last long when it gets in stock. So if you are wanting a Bronco and they've got the one you like, you better get it quick because they don't last long once they do get them in.
Clay's going to be joining us in the 1 o'clock hour. We're going to talk to Houston Nutt in the 2 o'clock hour as well. But I do want to play a clip here that I know some of you have heard. Some of you have had. I've had several Morning Rush listeners text me this week and say, Ty, I didn't get a chance to listen to this on Wednesday. Can we play it again? Tommy, let's cue up this Craig O'Neill prank call here, which, to his credit, is one of the best prank calls that I've ever heard.
Ben's Athletics.
Is this the University of Texas Athletic Department?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I need to talk to somebody. This is a groundskeeper up at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. I got a real problem here. Can I talk to somebody there?
Okay, let me switch you to the athletic director.
Yeah, this is Walker. This is Gilbert McElroy up here in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium. I'm the groundskeeper.
Yes, sir, Mr. McElroy.
And I was calling Mr. Dodd, who is the athletic director there, trying to talk to Coach McWilliams. Are either one of them in?
No, sir, I don't believe they are. I could check for you.
Well, we've got a small problem up here, and
yes, sir.
And I just want to know how to handle it.
Well, I'll try to help you if I can.
All right. What it is last night, our boy that marks the field on the AstroTurf,
yes, sir.
The sun was going down. It was getting real dark, and naturally we don't want to have to turn the lights on to mark the field, and his deadline was last night. And so it was dark, and he didn't realize what he was doing, and he was putting y'all's name in our south end zone, and he added an extra S.
I beg your pardon?
He put an extra S on your name.
How do you mean that? What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is it's TEXASS, and we don't have enough time to take that off. And I just want to know how we ought to handle this. That's why I want to talk to Coach McWilliams or Mr. Dodd.
Well, I think he's going to tell you the same thing I am. I think you need to get the S off of there.
Well, there's no way we can do it, sir, because it's just too involved. I don't know what to do about this.
Well, you just got. I don't know that I've ever encountered anything quite like this.
See, if y'all run out on the field, it's going to say. Texas. So
this is a joke, right?
No, sir. This has really happened here.
Son, see if you can find the coach. See if you can find him right now. Right now, go get him.
Are you?
I think if we can't get that off, and your name was McElroy?
Yeah, Gilbert McElroy.
Mr. McElroy, if you can't straighten this off, I think we've got a serious problem here.
Well, now one thing we can do is put 2 lines down the middle of S and make it look like a dollar sign. What do you think of that?
I guess anything's better than nothing, but I think that's a pretty poor solution to this problem.
All right. Now
can't you just white the whole thing out? Just white it out.
All right,
just paint the whole thing out.
All right, no, it may not be dry by game time. If your boys score or our boys score, they're going to get that paint all over them. Now, also, that can cause whelps to break out on your skin. You ever rubbed up against that stuff? I'm telling you, Mr. Walker, this is a real crisis here. This game's going to be on TV, and I just...
well, we certainly don't want to say tax ass, do we?
No, sir.
Well, I think that we got to do something about this.
I think our dollar sign's our best bet. I really do.
That doesn't sound like a reasonable solution.
It does to me,
Mr. McElroy.
It does to me.
And I think that we better get our respective athletic directors involved with this, sir. And is this the best you folks up in Arkansas can do?
Well, for right now, that's the only thing I can. Unless you think we ought to add another S to Arkansas, make it even.
Don't think that would make any sense at all.
Well, we'd have 2.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all, sir.
Well,
I don't think that does. I think we just need to get the S out of there. I think what I need to do, sir, is I think I need to get in touch with Coach Broyles right now.
No, hold.
McElroy, I'm going to be calling Coach Broyles right now. Hold on a minute. That's Coach McWilliams right now. Hold on a minute. He's not too happy about this either, sir.
All right.
There, Mr. McElroy?
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the S into a B. We're going to make the S into a B. You following this?
Not very well, sir.
All right, and a 98.5.
What B 98.5?
Yes, sir.
I don't understand that, sir.
Yes, sir.
What good will that do?
Well, that's my radio station, Mr. Walker.
Is this a disc jockey?
Not only a disc jockey, Mr. Walker. This is Craig O'Neill of B98.5 in Little Rock, Arkansas. You've just been a star of Candid Radio. Suey!
Well, you had me good. There are no 2 S's on Texas.
No, but you've just had your S all over the phone.
And that, again, is the great Craig O'Neill prank calling the Texas Athletic Department. Tommy, it doesn't get much better than that.
So I just happened to be at a high school football game last night, and Craig was there. And one of the members of our crew was talking to him and said, hey, Tommy and Ty played that on the radio, and they were laughing. And I didn't get to talk with Craig, but one of our crew members did, was talking about that and how much they enjoyed the call that we played earlier this week and just played there. And Craig told me, he said, when he threatened to call Coach Broyles and said, I'm about to get Coach Broyles, he said, I knew I had to get out right then. He goes, the last thing I needed was Coach Broyles calling me. He said, I knew I'd be in real trouble then. So when he said he was getting ready to get on the phone with Broyles, he said, we got to end this right now. So.
Jeez, that's fantastic. All right, real quick, we got some scores to go over, Tommy, so let's get into our Bud Light scoreboard update.
All right, Bud Light scoreboard here on Game Day. Here we go.
All right, when it comes to the Razorbacks and when it comes to tailgating, there is no better beer than Bud Light. Now, if you haven't been to your local liquor store, Walmart, or gas station, wherever you get your beer, you need to go check out the new Razorback, their red Bud Light show. They're red. They're not blue. Not there's anything wrong with blue, but when you see an Arkansas and you see a red Bud Light, go snag it. Stop by and get your favorite Bud Light today. All right, Tommy.
They're definitely not burnt orange. You don't even need to look for that color.
We don't want that. So we've got really the best game right now is Ohio State and Oregon. Mario Cristobal taking on Ryan Day. Fox putting it in their big noon kickoff slot. Right now, Oregon leads at half 14-7 over the Ohio State Buckeyes.
I've kind of had one eye kind of halfway on this game. That's what I have on here in the Bud Light studios. And a lot of people, were a little bit shaky and wondering about Ohio State after a week ago against Minnesota. And so far against, no question, Oregon probably a better opponent than Minnesota. They're at home, though, and you expect Ohio State to be a little more dominant. Last week, though, in their first game against Minnesota, the second half was much different. So we'll see how Ohio State's comes out of the locker room with some adjustments and a little more competitive in the second half. But they're right in the ball game. But right now Oregon in an uncomfortable lead if you're a Buckeyes fan.
The other top 25 matchups, Auburn's beating Alabama State 20-0 at half. Florida is beating South Florida 14-3 with 3:02 in the first. Now, Tommy, we do have some SEC matchups today that you want to keep an eye on. Pittsburgh and Tennessee are tied, almost going into half in Knoxville.
Yeah, 42 or now 32 seconds left in the half, and it is a tie ball game in Knoxville. And this would be this would probably be not a Power 5 loss that Tennessee fans would be too excited about on their home field. I mean, this isn't like like Ohio State or a big name from another league coming in. I think they expect to beat Pitt, so we'll see what happens with 2 quarters to play.
Another game that's getting close to half. East Carolina is currently leading Shane Beamer's South Carolina Gamecocks 14-7, and that one is in Greenville, as Clay told me yesterday. North Carolina, not South Carolina.
So so far, South Carolina 130 yards of passing through two quarters. They got minus 11 yards of rushing in this game. So looks like the quarterback's been quarterback has 4 carries for a negative 33. So it looks like some sacks are setting the Gamecocks back.
Jeez Louise. And that's right now really the games that we've been keeping an eye on so far, SEC and top 25. As we get closer and closer to game time, there'll be some other ones that pop on today. But we're keeping it going here on Arkansas. Go ahead, Tommy.
Did you mention the Florida game first?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
They're
all
up
right.
14-3 on South Florida.
Got it. Thought you did. Let's make sure. So,
yeah, that's going to do it here for your Bud Light scoreboard update. Again, we're keeping it rolling along on Arkansas Game Day. We started an hour early today just for you because it's the Texas game. So you're welcome to jump in here, 877-377-6963 on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Hanging out with my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Hey, Jeremy, the Venom R. I don't even need to say anything else.
Jimmy, it's the hottest truck in the market right now. It's fully customized, upfitted, class exclusive to Randall Ford. You have to see them to believe them. These trucks are flying out of here as quick as we get them done.
People, all they have to do is just come by and check them out.
Just come by, say, hey, I want to see the Venom R. You will not be disappointed.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see the Venom R's today at Randall Ford.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
The Wave has arrived in the Coal Hill Zone, and that includes Altus, Coal Hill, Hunt, and other surrounding communities. Visit signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to get signed up now. Blazing fast fiber services based in Ozark. Internet starting at $49.95, TV at $32.95, and phone service $29.95 a month. Order now for the Coal Hill Zone, Arkansas Valley Electric, and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Law's Drugstore in Fort Smith has COVID vaccinations available today for you and your family. Law's Drugstore has the Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 and up and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for ages 18 and older. Just call 452-6116 to schedule your appointment or stop by Law's Drugstore at 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family. Call now, 452-6116.
For more than 80 years, Forest Grin Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forest Grin, a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence, is now hiring experienced concrete finishers and heavy equipment operators. Apply now from any mobile device at forestgrininc.com. Forest Grin is a heritage company and a premier employer. Don't miss this opportunity to become part of the Forest Grin legacy. Apply now from any device anywhere at forestgrininc.com. Forest Grin Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
If you think nothing good happens after dark, you clearly never brought the crew to B-Dubs.
Our new half-off late-night food will make you wish you were nocturnal. Every night starting at 9 p.m., get 50% off Ultimate Nachos, chips and salsa, plus crispy buffalo chicken tots or Dirty Dubs tots. So don't sleep on our late-night food and $3 Tall House beer. Grab the crew and get the Buffalo Wild Wings for late night. Valid 7/12 through 8/31 at participating locations starting at 9 p.m. till close for dine-in only. 50% off only available on select items. Add-ons cost extra. Excludes other offers. Excludes tax and alcohol. Please drink responsibly.
You know that Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment in Fort Smith is your go-to shop for everything pressure washers. But did you know that they also handle your industrial pump and supply needs too? It doesn't stop there. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment's industrial vacuum trucks can handle dry, liquid, and even sludge removal from several hundred feet away. Leave the cleanup to the professionals. Contact Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment at 782-3762. That's 782-3762. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment, 3116 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith.
I have so many things that need to be done around the house, like fixing the gate on my fence, painting the front door, and that's just a start. I'm not the best DIY person or even have enough time if I were.
Call Peyton Bullington at Top Notch Roofing and Construction.
Well, isn't that...
I know what you're going to say, but Top Notch does it all. They service both commercial and residential clients with roofing, siding, windows, gutters, fencing, and remodeling. But they also have a crew that specializes in those honeydew jobs piling up at home.
Thanks, man. I'm calling Top Notch Roofing today.
Top Notch. Everything from roofing to honeydews. Call them today.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
I would encourage you, if you haven't seen the video, to find Paul Feinbaum on the SEC Nation set taking off the Texas Longhorn helmet from the mannequin. And, Tommy, you were kind of surprised he could lift it, and then just throwing it into the ground in front of Arkansas fans. Much to the they were very happy this morning. I think it looked like Justin Moore was on set with them this morning. Didn't get a chance to watch it, but there was a lot of excited Razorback fans, both live and watching that remotely when they saw that.
Yeah, I watched some of it this morning and was flipping back and forth between that and the 9/11 remembrance, and I think I didn't see that particular part, but there was a little bit of play into the crowd going on. Joe Tess was on stage. They knew their audience, and they were playing to their audience a little bit today from the parts I saw.
Oh, he absolutely did. But I think they've enjoyed their time in Fayetteville, and I think they haven't been bad. If I remember correctly, it's either 2018 or 2019. I think they just did this show from in studio this past year because of COVID. But I think, and I'm forgetting the caller that started out this morning. What's his face from Bentonville, Tommy? I think it was Cody. Yeah. That was just talking about college football being back. This is a pride. This is a sense of tradition, not just in Arkansas, but really in the South, and to see full stadiums again, to see tailgating, to see everything we missed last year, whether in person, on television, or hearing about it on the radio. I've really enjoyed the kickoff, and we're only in week number 2, essentially.
Yeah, and, Arkansas's got Georgia Southern next week before you really step into the meat of it with A&M and Georgia. And, we've talked about hype. We've talked about, renewing an old rivalry and all those angles that are fun for the fans. But let's be honest, this game is important to get you ready for SEC play. It is a great measuring stick to find out where your weaknesses really are, so you can work on those over the next 2 weeks of practice and play Georgia Southern, because as much as this game matters for a lot of other reasons, The games with A&M and Georgia and the other teams on your SEC schedule are coming up in a few weeks, and those games count towards whether, you're going to finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th in the SEC West. So this game's about getting your football team better, too, for SEC play.
We've still got 2 hours of Arkansas Game Day live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Clay Henry, the publisher of Fox Illustrated, is going to join us in hour number 2. Coach Houston Nutt's going to join us in hour number 3. And you're welcome to join us at any time, 877-377-6963. We're all over the place. 5 hours out from Razorback against Texas.
Hanging out with my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Hey, Jeremy, the Venom R. I don't even need to say anything else.
Jimmy, it's the hottest truck in the market right now. It's fully customized, upfitted, class exclusive to Randall Ford. You have to see them to believe them. These trucks are flying out of here as quick as we get them done.
People, all they have to do is just come by and check them out.
Just come by, say, hey, I want to see the Venom R. You will not be disappointed.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see the Venom R's today at Randall Ford.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, back again with our good friends at World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. If you cut the cord in the last year or two and now football season's back and you can't switch between games, you don't enjoy the experience as much, Ben, you can get DISH in your home for as low as $80 a month.
Get back to traditional TV where you can watch all your sports, have picture-in-a-picture going, and with the Hopper, you can have 4 games at once on your big screen, by the way.
And a full DVR capability, too.
Full DVR recording, instant replay on your own. The main thing is you got to call us at World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. Less than $80 a month gets you 3 TVs. You don't have to worry. And all 3 TVs are sharing the same recordings. Traditional satellite TV is more affordable than ever. Your price is guaranteed for 2 years, and it's just easier to watch sports. So get back to watching sports the way you like it, changing those channels, talking to your remote, telling you to find this game, find that game on your remote. It finds your games for you.
It's better than streaming, and it's at a low cost right now with DISH and World of Wireless, and lock it in for 2 years. 877-305-DISH for World of Wireless.
There are lots of options when it comes to maintenance and repair on your vehicle. Choose the right one. Choose Phoenix Avenue Tire. Maintain and extend the life of your vehicle with oil changes, brakes, batteries, radiators, shocks, struts, alignments. They do it all with Phoenix Avenue Tire. Starters, belts and hoses, steering and suspension. Phoenix Avenue Tire will treat your car or truck like the major investment it is. And do it right the first time. Phoenix Avenue Tire, 1701 Phoenix Avenue, right by the tracks.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8, Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8, Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials. Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Rowland. For over 31 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here in-house financing program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautoSalesInc.com.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. and it's how I try to live mine, too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Off play action, going to keep it on a quarterback keeper inside the 20, inside the 10, KJ to the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
KJ's going to throw back in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas, Tyson Morris.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So one team in Burnt Orange has started off slow. That would be the Tennessee Volunteers, who find themselves trailing to Pitt 27-20 in Knoxville at the half. Hopefully we can say the same about another team in Burnt Orange tonight, as we got the Texas Longhorns and the Arkansas Razorbacks kicking off at 6 o'clock, 5 hours from now, right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We're live here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day, also brought to you by Bud Light. Tommy, Eric Musselman continues to make headlines, even during a football week, even during a football game, the biggest game that you've had in maybe 10-plus years in Fayetteville. Have you seen the video that they just put out recently of him parading and pretending to be a student?
Yeah, I did see that, and the follow-up from Hunter Yurichek, but essentially he was trying to sneak in as a student. He was checking into camp with the students, and he was told, well, you've got to be a student. I guess that's the rules, right, Ty? To camp out in the student line, you got to actually be a student, and they denied him. So then he came back, in disguise and tried to act like he's a student. So that they're playing this thing up. I think they're going to take it all the way to kickoff.
Yeah, I think so too. And we've decided that he should either come in on a parachute or dress up as Big Red and then take his head off at some point. But if you haven't heard the audio yet, here it is of Coach Muss trying to camp out before game day.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to check in to camp out for the Texas game.
You have to be a student to check in. You're Eric Musselman. Yeah, so. You're Coach Muss, right? Yeah. So you have to be a student.
I can't camp out?
No, you have to be a student.
Sorry. You guys think the AD will fire me ever for this stuff?
Tommy, this game with the camp out and everything, now I don't think students and youngins camped out prior to the Kentucky game, but, I mean, the last time I've seen a game, I've seen an atmosphere, and I guess we could include baseball and the super regionals and regionals for maybe Ole Miss or NC State, but I'd have to go back to 2000 and I guess it would have been 20 against Kentucky because it was prior to the SEC tournament coming to a close. But that Kentucky atmosphere and leading up to that game when you had students lining up, I mean, that's really the last time that I can feel something of this magnitude when it comes to a sport being played on campus.
Well, you mentioned baseball. I would say, the postseason this year where they lined up for the hog pen the day before, and then that line stretched all the way down that wrought iron fence and around the corner, towards the pond that used to be there and down the other sidewalk. That'd be similar. Some people camped out overnight and was there for lots of hours to get the best spots. So if you're going to include baseball, I think you got to include what some of the fans were willing to go through and the time they invested to be at the front of the line for the hog pen this past postseason in Fayetteville.
I guess if we wanted to pin it down, we'd say regular season because what you just said, it wasn't just students, but it was fans of all ages.
Right.
I mean, we had several Morning Rush listeners that called us from the hog pen line hours before the game, which we thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was, and it's fathers and sons. It was, you're right. It was people of all ages and not just students. But hey, that's how you know it's a big atmosphere. It's a big game. If the students are willing to get out there and go through this, and I think that's a great story that 20 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever you can tell your buddies, you can tell your kids, whatever down the road that hey, I once camped outside the stadium to see Arkansas beat Texas in 2021. That just is like a cherry on top of the story of Arkansas winning the game.
So if you look at tonight's slate of games, the best one going on right now is Ohio State and Oregon, which is a top 15 matchup. But if you look at tonight, the Iowa State game, Tommy's at 3:30 on ABC, which I'm completely okay with because I think it's going to be that many more eyes watching these Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Texas Longhorns. It's not just going to be SEC-centered. You're on ESPN. You're on prime time. This is an opportunity not just to showcase yourself to the rest of the Southeastern Conference, but to show college football fans that Arkansas should not be made fun of in bars or barbershops or be taken lightly because you've got a top 15, a rival, and everything else that the Texas Longhorns bring with them coming into town. Yeah,
we mentioned Mississippi State, NC State's opposite that game on ESPN2. Later tonight after the game, USC and Stanford. That's two brand names, and you can watch that. I guess it'll start at 9:30 our time, so towards the end. BYU, Utah, but I think Arkansas and Texas is as inviting and appealing. I mean, number 4 Oklahoma plays Western Carolina at 6 o'clock. Yawner, who cares? Wisconsin's got to get back on their winning side after losing to Penn State last week. They play Eastern Michigan at 6. Yawn. Miami and Appalachian State. Miami's looking for their first win. They're going to take their frustrations out on App State. So, yeah, I'm with you. Ole Miss plays Austin Peay. We'll find out if Ole Miss is worthy of the number 20 ranking they got after their win on Labor Day night. So, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, this is the best game at 6 o'clock. That's the reason it's on ESPN. That's why it's not on one of the secondary channels.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Ole Miss looking impressive, them earning a top 25 ranking. I did like what I see from Matt Corral in just terms of the quarterback, not the individual himself. But, I mean, he looks like he's every bit of good as advertised. Now, we know what he did against Arkansas last year, and that was absolutely nothing outside of throwing 6 interceptions and just could not lead his offense. But that kind of set a tone for Ole Miss early on, and Arkansas really wasn't able to do that in their first game against Rice. And what you can do is if you look at the optics of this game, y'all, think about this. If you start out 2-0 and you get Georgia Southern in here next week, which we should expect to win that game as well, that's a 3-0 start heading into A&M. And that opens up the bowl opportunity so much more than if you would drop it tonight. Not to say that, Tommy, they can't get a bowl game if they lose, but your road to postseason play becomes so much easier if you can vanquish the Longhorns tonight.
I mean, perhaps, under that scenario, I mean, if you do that, you would be halfway to bowl eligibility before the first time you play outside of Fayetteville. So, I mean, that's a right step. It's a step in the right direction, and you would feel very confident about being in the postseason that you would win 3 more, considering you have UAPB on the schedule down the line as well. So, if you beat Texas, hard for me to believe you're not going to win at least 2 and probably 3 or more SEC games at that point.
Zach in Paragold wants to know, Tommy, I'd actually be curious about this. If the Razorbacks pull off the upset tonight, they beat a top 15 team in Texas, do they get ranked in the AP or Coaches Poll on Monday?
Depends on who loses near the bottom. Auburn right now at 25 is leading Alabama State 20-0. You look at some of the teams that are there. I think North Carolina is at 24 after losing a week ago. I don't think they're going to lose again. So, Ty, I think to answer that question, you got to look at who is between 20 and 25, and how likely are they to lose today. And when you look at that bottom end, there's not a lot of teams that I think are going to lose games between 20 and 25 in this poll today. So not a lot of ranked teams. Miami's likely to win. They're number 20. You mentioned Ole Miss at 20. They're going to play Austin Peay. North Carolina plays Georgia State. Number 21, Utah plays BYU. That might be the best chance for someone to lose in that bottom. Arizona State's 23rd. They play UNLV. So I don't see, if everything happened the way it's supposed to, and in college football it doesn't always happen that way, there's not a lot of upsets I think you'd pick between 20 and 25 in the rankings right now.
Now, you heard this if you were listening since the start of this program, but for those who just jumped on with us here on Arkansas Game Day, the entire College Game Day crew who was picking Arkansas, Texas, picked the Longhorns. Now, Chris Felica, the Bear, and Reese Davis, they both picked the Razorbacks, but their name plate did not pop up on the screen. We've seen it time and time again. Anytime the College Game Day crew picks solely one football team, oftentimes the other one. So hopefully that is a bit of favor that turns into what luck you need, every bit of it, heading into tonight's game.
Well, Clay talked about this yesterday morning on the Morning Rush, and he's going to join us in about 20 minutes. There's most times in this series of 53-22, most of the time in this series, Texas has had the bigger, better, more athletic teams, but they don't always win the game. So this would be another example where Texas, on paper, coming in, may be the better team, but that doesn't always mean they're going to win the game. So that, it's going to be an upset tonight, no question, if Arkansas wins this game.
And think about this. Since Arkansas left the Southwest Conference and entered the Southeastern Conference, of the 5 games they've played in, there's only been one blowout, and that was in 2009, and they barely lost in 2004. You beat them in 2000, you beat them in 2003, and you beat them in 2014. This Texas team that's walking in here is beatable tonight. They have beaten, in the history of Razorback football, you have played, and not only played, but beaten better Longhorns team. This is a challenge tonight, but make no mistake, this is not a daunting, unforgivable, unwinnable football game. Arkansas has a great opportunity to get it done tonight, and we've seen it, as Tommy just referenced, do it before against these Longhorns. And speaking of Clay Henry, Clay's going to join us later in this hour. Really excited to get with him. I know there's no one more excited in the state of Arkansas than Clay Henry as Arkansas matches up against Texas once again. We've got some more Bud Light scores to update you on, and a whole lot more coming at you live from Randall Ford on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from Wild World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional, Dish-authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, Wild World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH for more details, or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers, or visit us online at shopwildnow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
I tell you, Jeb, I'm fed up with the heat, the bugs, the high prices. I'm going to look for a new place to live.
You going to call Ellie Gladwell? She helped you get this house.
Nah, Place I'm looking for is far away, way far away.
Why don't you sleep on it?
I done slept on it. I slept on it for 20 years. I got ideas, Jeb. Big ideas. You wait. You'll see.
NickandEllie.com. Equal housing opportunity. Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
When you're looking for a lawyer, you want one you can trust, someone you can count on to be there no matter what, someone to have your back when life doesn't. You want someone to call your lawyer. One phone call to the law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna and your problems are solved.
242-5874, that's 242-5874.
No one likes divorce, but having the right lawyer makes all the difference in the world. Family law and criminal law, one call. 242-5874, that's 242-5874. The law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna, PLLC. Go Hogs.
Don't drop the ball. Talk to your doctor about prostate health today. A man has a 1 in 7 chance of developing prostate cancer in his lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer-related death in Arkansas men. Catch it early. It doesn't have to knock you down. Join the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and their partners for free health education screenings for men ages 45 to 75. Go to arprostatecancer.org for a calendar of screening events near you. When it comes to prostate health, don't drop the ball.
In the mood for a top shelf night? 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of our delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So it pays to pay attention sometimes when it comes to watching SEC Nation, listening to Paul Feinbaum, watching College Game Day. And, Tommy, you found a tidbit from this morning that we both think kind of stands out. And might as well kick it off as we are going to be joined by Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, coming up. And we do want to spend some time on this statistic that is going to play a pretty big role in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and this was buried in the notes, but something that was relayed this morning. I think Marty Smith had just gotten done with an interview at the team hotel with Steve Sarkisian, and they pitched it back to the set. And Laura Rutledge said that Steve Sarkisian's trying to become the first coach since Fred Akers to start their career at Texas by winning their first 2 games. I thought, that can't be right. We're going back to 45 years almost. And I looked it up. Fred Akers in 1977, in his first year following the legendary Darrell Royal, went 11-1, won the first 11 before losing to Notre Dame in the bowl game that year. So 1977, Fred Akers did start out. Then from there, David McWilliams lost his first 2. John Makovich, 0-2 in his first 2. Then you look at Mac Brown in 1998. He was 1-1, and in fact lost his third game. So 1-2 in his start at Texas. Charlie Strong, same record, 1-2. Tom Herman, the most recent coach before Steve Sarkisian, started out 0-1 with a loss to Maryland. So that is indeed the case. I went and looked up every one of these coaches' beginning year, their first year, and Fred Akers is the last coach at Texas to begin their career with at least 2 wins to start their career at Texas as the head coach.
And you'd like that trend to continue with Steve Sarkisian tonight.
I don't know what that has to do with this game, but it's an interesting tidbit.
Hopefully that stat keeps bearing fruit tonight later on, so we'll see if it ends up being the case. Hey, here at Randall Ford right now, they have new Ford F-150s in stock. It is the fourth oldest Ford dealership in America. Not only do they have great trucks, they've been nominated the best of the best in 5 categories. Best new car, best used car, best salesman in Rocky Pruitt, best body shop, and best service department. Come on by and see me either today or anytime at Randall Ford at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith to check out not only their new but their pre-owned selection. So, Tommy, we're getting closer and closer to this game tonight, and I know Arkansas fans are making their way from all over the state, all over the place, and we've asked the question several times this week. How many fans are legitimately going to be inside of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium? Is this going to break the record? Now, the record is held 2010 Alabama, over 76,000, 72 seating, over 4,000 standing room in attendance. We know that 76,000 sit-down seats have been purchased. Could they get to 80 tonight inside of Donald W.?
Well, and they're trying to sell those standing room only tickets at $50. I don't know if they'll get to 80,000 tonight, but I do think they break the record of 76,000 there. It's going to be warm. Temperatures expected to be at 91 degrees, sunny skies, no chance of rain. So everyone I've talked to that's got a ticket plans on going. They plan on being there early. They want to tailgate. So I think you're going to see a big crowd. I think you'll see several thousand, 5,000, 10,000. I don't know what that number will be or how you even really accurately put a pencil to it, but we know there will be a lot of people outside the stadium that don't have a ticket. Ty, that'll just stay at the tailgates, watch on TV, just want to be part of this atmosphere, maybe gave their tickets to someone else or don't have a ticket at all. I think you'll see a full house tonight. I think there'll be very few empty seats where people just didn't want to hassle with it, couldn't make the game for whatever reason. We need everybody to be careful going to I-49. We don't need any traffic jams keeping that stadium from being full at kickoff.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do my best to follow the speed limit here heading up after we leave here today. But if I go over, so be it. It just might end up happening. But I know there's going to be a lot of people that make their way. What's traffic? What are your thoughts on what traffic and stuff? Is there going to be so many people up there already where it's not going to be that bad, or is this going to be bottlenecked from here to Timbuktu, you think?
I don't know. We had a call from a gentleman a moment ago that said, hey, what's going on near Russellville? I looked it up on iDrive, Arkansas, and sure enough, there's some kind of accident or something blocking all lanes of traffic at Russellville near London. So, I mean, it's not just I-49. It's not just once you get off exit 60 or exit 62 or however you get to the stadium. It's all across Arkansas. It's important for the roadways to stay clear today to have everyone in their seats at 6 o'clock. So I think there's so many people. Here's my theory. Here's what I'm hoping, because we're on the air till 3, and I can't get away and get headed over until then. I am of great desire that everyone's win early to enjoy the tailgating and gets in their spot, gets their space, and traffic won't be so bad, in that crunch, an hour and a half, 2 hours before kickoff. But I think it's going to be a steady stream into Razorback Stadium and the surrounding parking lots starting now.
My brother just sent me a picture of their tailgate. They've got a kiddie pool full of beer. They've got over 200 wings, and they've gotten over 100 chicken strips, Tommy. So the tailgating is off and running outside of Donald W.
Hate to tell you, it's all going to be gone by the time you get there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like by the time I get there, close to probably around 4:15 or 4:30.
Hey, Ty, we got some bottled water for you. That's about all we got left.
Those knuckleheads will have eaten and drinking their fill, and it'll be all gone. But I know our buddy Keith Wilson's out there. He's making a big old pot of jambalaya, Tommy, and I think he said for 45 is how many he's making it for. So I'm excited. He said I need to stop by. So I've got to stop by and see my brother, stop by and see Keith, and then eventually make my way to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. There's also, Tommy, my friends are having a wedding shower outside of the game today, leading up to that.
So you're telling me if you're invited to the shower, you got to now wherever you park, you got to haul a gift to the shower?
We actually, here's what we did, and this was I'll give two friends, Madison and Perry, credit on this. We put all of what we would have spent on gifts into a gift card for them because they wanted to redecorate. I think their bathroom or something, Tommy. So they're going to get like a $700 or $800 gift card from all their friends, and I thought that was pretty
handy. Because would you like to hold a wrapped crock pot up to the tailgate? I don't want any part of that. No,
absolutely not. So, and I think that's
here's your new stainless steel toaster. Here you go.
Yeah,
good luck.
But I'll give them credit, and it was a surprise wedding shower. They didn't know about it, but I'll give the credit for planning this event, because that was one thing I will commend the wife. I'm a groomsman in this guy's wedding. I'll commend the wife. She said she would not get married during football season. And as you said during yesterday's program and spoken many times on the Morning Rush, there should be, like there is in hunting season, there should be wedding season. Because I know that, Tommy, I have a Morning Rush listener by the name of Grant who is livid at one of his best friends from high school because he has to go to his wedding starting at 6 o'clock tonight.
No, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, yeah, you got to have a license to get married. You got to have I got to have a license to go fish. You got to have a license to kill a deer or to hunt doves or anything else that's going on right now. Hey, you just say, all right, it's not season. I'm sorry, it's not wedding season. They're prohibited in the South on Saturdays. Pick you another day or pick you another month.
I would say the exact same thing.
Put it on the ballot. I think we can vote this in somehow. Let the voice of the people be heard.
I know Clay Henry is in favor then. We'll get Clay's take not only on fall weddings, but on all things Razorbacks, all things Longhorns, as he joins us next here on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
When fun finally returns, Bud Light legends don't just come back. They come roaring back, carrying a cooler full of Bud Lights, an inflatable dolphin, and those Velcro pads with the balls that stick to them. And this summer, with a cooler at their side, they're gonna make up for all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hanging out with my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Hey, Jeremy, the Venom R. I don't even need to say anything else.
Jimmy, it's the hottest truck in the market right now. It's fully customized, upfitted, class exclusive to Randall Ford. You have to see them to believe them. These trucks are flying out of here as quick as we get them done.
People, all they have to do is just come by and check them out.
Just come by, say, hey, I want to see the Venom R. You will not be disappointed.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see the Venom R's today at Randall Ford.
If you're headed out to the tailgate this weekend, make sure you can watch all the games with a Playmaker from World of Wireless, the easy-to-use, portable satellite system.
Call WOW now, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 in the River Valley. Serving your hometown satellite, tailgating, portable TV needs for 26 years now. But you got to give us a call or come by and see us right at the light next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling at our new location.
The Playmaker's easy. It weighs 8 pounds. You don't have to point it any direction. You set it out, give it clear line of sight. It will line up all the satellites for you.
Yes, and you can change channels easy, and it's high definition. You get all your local channels with it also, all your ESPNs or whatever you have in your package. Add it to your account, start a new account, or upgrade into it.
And the Playmaker Duo can power 2 TVs at one time as well. Ask about that when you call World of Wireless. Get ready for the weekend of World of Wireless with the Playmaker, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8, Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8, Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out at the web at artriallawyers.com.
NWA Gold and Silver has moved to a new location in Fort Smith at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express. NWA Gold and Silver is always buying gold and silver, scrap, bullion, and coins. Plus, NWA Gold and Silver buys and sells jewelry of all kinds. Diamond rings, wedding bands, engagement rings, earrings, and more. Bring in your gold or silver today to the people that pay the most and have the best deals. NWA Gold and Silver in their new location at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express in Fort Smith.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Where can you get an SEC breakfast burrito? Or a Jack or Hammer sandwich? Or a Moo Pig burger? Moo Pig Suey! You can get all that and more at Black Dog Meat Company in Booneville. Black Dog Meat Company is a fantastic family-owned cafe serving some of the best breakfast burritos, sandwiches, burgers, and farm-raised Iowa Black Angus beef steaks in the River Valley. Find Black Dog Meat Company's menu, daily specials, and more on Facebook. Black Dog Meat Company. Unique name, unique menu, great food.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off, intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
We're at the fourth oldest Ford dealership at the country in Randall Ford, soon to be joined by Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated. They have new Ford F-150s in stock right now. Sean from the Fitzman texted in, Tommy says, we need to check out one of these new Ford Broncos. He said he wants me to drive home with one of these new red ones. And if you haven't seen the new Bronco here at Randall Ford, you need to come stop on by. It's not just the best place to get a Ford in the River Valley, but all of Arkansas. Come on by and see us at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, as we welcome in the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, Mr. Clay Henry, into the program. Clay, where are you at right now, buddy?
I'm just about to Fayetteville, coming in for the game. Yep.
Well, Tommy was telling me there's a little bit of traffic in from Conway to Russellville, and I'm sure that you'll hit some at some point in time. Clay, I don't know if there's anyone in the state that's more excited than this game than you are. It's finally here. We're about 4.5 hours out. Any changes, anything new that we should know about this game today that maybe came to your mind last night?
Yeah, I was just thinking that this might be a defensive struggle. I think that it looks like Texas with a young quarterback. I don't know, maybe for some reason I just think it might be low scoring.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, Clay, and I just don't see any way for Arkansas to really be in the ball game late unless the defense is the best of the three units. We saw it last week. They kept them in the game in the first half against Rice. Maybe it's just my lack of full trust in the offense, but I don't think Arkansas can win in a shootout.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, turnovers are the crazy things, in emotional situations. All at once you see a lot of points being scored, and it's because the defense set them up. So and special teams the same way. Just kind of, that's the thing that gets a game out of hand the quickest is turnovers.
Yeah. Clay Henry with us, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated here on Arkansas Game Day. The anticipation for this game has not just been throughout this offseason. It's been for, almost a decade leading up, as we've known it was coming on the schedule at some point. It's finally here. Chance to break an attendance record today. Will this be the new gold standard for what the atmosphere can be like in Fayetteville, do Do you think that's what we will see today and get to enjoy?
Yeah, I think that what you find in these type situations, it's the teams control the atmosphere. You know, if one team dominates, especially if it's Arkansas, yeah, the atmosphere could be, it could be, over the top. Texas dominates, it could be a snoozer. So, Texas is the better team. So Tommy, what I've seen this week is a lot of highlights of some of the great Arkansas-Texas games. And, of course, most of them show, from our perspective, were Arkansas highlights. And you just saw the emotion in the stadium and on the field. When Arkansas gets a roll in this game, they seem to play, above their heads. So, yeah, you could have exactly what you're talking about. I talked to Travis Swanson and Jeb Huckabee this week, and both of them were cautioned, for the Arkansas side, you have to keep your emotions in check to make sure that you do your job. You're accountable to your teammates. You can't try to do things that are earning the game plan, that are earning the playbook, to go make a play. So it's not as, when the emotions go crazy, it is not as easy as you think. I mean, just imagine having to make a 4-foot putt, with all the pressure of the world, and you get out of your routine and you think, well, that got choked. Well, it's just a different mindset, a different emotional situation, and that's what these players are going to be faced with, especially early on. And you can burn up so much adrenaline in the first half that you look at these players in the second half and you think, well, they're slow. Well, they've used it all up. So there's a fine line from, being to the magic level or being over the top where it burns up adrenaline and you don't play well.
Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, with us. Clay, when you were talking with Travis Swanson, if you go back to that game, and I think you talked about this yesterday when we were live from the Branson Landing, Travis nearly snapped it over Ryan, all 6'7" of Ryan's head the first game. Now, luckily, he found Jarius Ryan on a crossing route that picked up 20, 30 yards, but if not for Ryan's height, that game could have been completely altered. Then he found Ronnie Wingo for that wheel route that everyone knows about. But keeping yourself at check, I mean, Tommy, when you've heard, and Clay, when you've heard from fans, when you heard from your friends, when you heard from your family all week how hyped up, how anticipated that game is, Clay, how do you keep your composure at the early onset of the game when you've had people telling you all week about what you just said?
Well, you have a routine and you stick with it, and you have a routine and you focus on the little things inside that routine. And whether it's, you watch basketball players when they're shooting a free throw and they spin the ball a certain way and they tap their toes a certain way, and so you just that's how you maintain focus, is that you get into that routine, and it starts in pregame, with what a player does before game, what music, what's his playlist, and so that's how they do it. I'm not saying that it works every time, but that's the that's the focus, and you try to keep the game slow. Don't speed things up so that you're out of kilter.
Clay, nothing can flip a game faster and change momentum quicker than a special teams play or a special teams blunder. We saw Arkansas have a few struggles last week, from the opening kickoff with a fumble they recovered to a block punt to just issues pretty much throughout the kicking game. A few. This week, do you think that will be shored up? And does special teams, one side or the other, play a huge factor in the story you'll write tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that what we know about these type games is that one kick or one missed extra point can change everything. But I still think it comes down to there are more plays in scrimmage that the offensive and defensive linemen play a part in. That overall that's where this game's going to be won or lost. And as Texas is they've got higher rated players at those positions. So, but yeah, you're right. It's you would expect that Arkansas has really worked hard on their counting out, making sure that they know where the rush is coming on the punt. And generally, if you get one block, the next week you're a little steadier, a little more solid in that area.
And we've been talking about this all week, and I think we've had a lot of callers call in and say, well, guys, they don't understand the significance of this rivalry. These young men that are going through these battles, they don't know about 81 or they don't know about 69, 64, some of these legendary games. But to me, what I think this game has done and leading up all week is these young, not just student athletes, but everyone else on that campus, everyone else that's watching that game with Texas and Oklahoma for that matter and in the league, this has rejuvenated the rivalry like that. And I think Clay and Tommy, what we're going to see tonight, especially if Arkansas wins this game, is how quickly these younger, including myself at 26, is going to latch on to how important this game is and how important this rivalry is moving forward.
Yeah, I think that you build new moments, and I think that everyone understands that Texas is, an iconic name in college football. And they may not know that that's the team we're supposed to hate, but they know that something significant is happening tonight, and that Texas, a team that's coming to the SEC, is coming to Fayetteville, and that there's enough understanding. I think young people are smart. I don't think that this is just gone right over their heads, Ty, I mean, you're a youngster by by my way of looking at things, and I don't think that you've missed on any of this. Yeah. And it may not be that Texas is the team that you hate the most, but you understand that the people you've grown up around, the older people, that they do, and that this is important. And listen to the players, and they're like, we want to win this for the state of Arkansas. They get it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take but just a small bit of history lesson to understand that this is important to 75 counties in the state of Arkansas. Yeah. It is important to the people that have grown up here, and it is important to the people that are alumni of the University of Arkansas. And I listened to Gene Chizik on SEC Now last night, and he gets it. So I think there are people all over America that understand that this is a big game being played in Fayetteville tonight.
Yeah, and from my perspective, guys, that you've got this game in 2021. If Arkansas could win this game tonight, they hold that card for the next couple of recruiting classes before Texas comes into that league. You can beat your chest a little bit more about this win until Texas joins the league in 2025 or maybe a year earlier in 24. And I think it adds a little bit of spice to the sauce for when that actually does occur and you play Texas every year. But it's going to be important tonight that this atmosphere and perhaps a win could pay dividends for the next couple of years before Texas arrives on your schedule every year. That's what, to me, is kind of the bonus tonight with an Arkansas victory.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting, and I think there's been a lot of talk on our side about what it means to Arkansas, and I don't think we quite have covered enough about what it means for Texas. And we overlook that they want to be proud of being in the SEC, and they're trying to figure that out. But they know that this is a game that says we're coming to the SEC and we're bringing all of the Longhorn Nation with us. And so I think they'll play with pride and with effort. And I think there's meaning to the game because of the change in the conference affiliations that maybe wouldn't have been there, if this game was last year. So, I think there's a lot on the line. And, I think the Texas fans at the end, if they're ahead, they're gonna have some SEC chants and some things like that that they they're primed and ready too. But yeah, but if Arkansas plays well and they're in the game to the end, I think it helps them in recruiting too, Tommy. I don't think they just have to win the game for it to be a significant, shockwaves through the state of Texas. That they're playing Texas again is really important.
Clay, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you making some time for us as you do every Arkansas game day. Be safe on the rest of your trip to Fayetteville. I'll see you in a couple hours, and hopefully you and I are happy guys walking out of the press box to Pittman's press conference tonight.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Ty.
Clay Henry with us. He joins us every game day. There's just so many wrinkles to what's really at stake in this thing, Ty, and from recruiting to pride to Texas joining the league. I mean, there are 1,000 tentacles and directions we could take the conversation, but more than anything else, for those particularly my age and older, and I think we've done a good job, all of us collectively, kind of bringing that next generation along. But I think Clay touched on something. This may butt into a different kind of rivalry and a different kind of story and renew something that hasn't been there for almost 30 years since Arkansas left the Southwest Conference. This could be the beginning of something new now between Arkansas and Texas tonight.
I'll end on this. So if you look at the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics rivalry, the original was the Bill Russells, the John Havliceks taking on Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, and then for the tail end, you had Wilt Chamberlain. You had some years that it wasn't much of a rivalry, and then it was renewed once again when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were drafted in the same year, and those guys went at each other. Then you went on to Kobe Bryant taking on Paul Pierce and company. It sometimes, especially when it's not in a conference, it doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't have that. But what this game heading in tonight is doing is also giving us a reason to hate Texas fans again. And these younger guys and gals that are like, Mom, Dad, why do you hate Texas? And then they hear their classmates or they hear their relatives who are Texas fans with the arrogance and the brashness that they have. It's like, oh, this is why you hate this university. This is why you hate this football program. But we're really excited tonight. We're about, it's 1:45. We're about 4 hours and 15 minutes away from this kickoff tonight at 6 o'clock. Coming up, there is a big score update going on right now between the Oregon Ducks and the Ohio State Buckeyes. I want to alert you on. We're live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Randall Ford's place to be if you want to save some money today. I got my buddy Dalton with me, and Dalton, you guys were working hard over the weekend, man. Labor Day, you had a lot of people out here. People were excited about the Broncos, the Bronco sports. They were also excited because Randall Ford is one of very few Ford dealerships that actually has brand new F-150s on the ground, and you have more coming.
Yeah, we've actually got a few F-150s. They're going quick, though, guys. If you want one, you better come get it now.
Most of the other dealerships, and just because of the car shortage, they have to show them pictures. They can say, we can order one and maybe get it in 4 or 5 months later. You actually have brand new F-150s right here. And if somebody's looking to trade or even sell their vehicle, this is the place to come.
Yeah, Randall Ford is a great place to buy a truck right now, and if you need anything, just ask for me. My name is Dalton.
There you go. Come out and say my buddy Dalton, one of the sales professionals. This dealership been around for a long, long time, 113 plus years, and continuing today to serve the River Valley. Come see us at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith at Randall Ford.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
For more than 80 years, Forsgren Inc. has been building the foundations of the River Valley and beyond. Forsgren, a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence, is now hiring experienced dump truck drivers. CDL Class A or B license with medical card is required. Apply now from any mobile device at forsgreninc.com. A heritage company and a premier employer. Forsgren offers top wages and benefits. Apply today at forsgreninc.com. Become part of the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device at forsgreninc.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The wave has arrived in the Coal Hill Zone, and that includes Altus, Coal Hill, Hunt, and other surrounding communities. Visit signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to get signed up now. Blazing fast fiber services based in Ozark. Internet starting at $49.95, TV at $32.95, and phone service $29.95 a month. Order now for the Coal Hill Zone, Arkansas Valley Electric, and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
NWA Gold and Silver has moved to a new location in Fort Smith at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express. NWA Gold and Silver is always buying gold and silver, scrap, bullion, and coins. Plus, NWA Gold and Silver buys and sells jewelry of all kinds. Diamond rings, wedding bands, engagement rings, earrings, and more. Bring in your gold or silver today to the people that pay the most and have the best deals. NWA Gold and Silver in their new location at 4600 Rogers Avenue across from Med Express in Fort Smith.
The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is reaching out to men and their families all across Arkansas. Know your stats. 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. Stay in the game. All men ages 45 to 75 should see a doctor to consider a screening for prostate cancer. Don't sit on the sideline. Prostate cancer is nearly 100% survivable if caught early. For more information, visit arprostatecancer.org.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shops, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. They have locations in Fort Smith, Mayflower, Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, and Little Rock. Or you can find them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Back here on Arkansas Game Day, we're going to get to your Bud Light scoreboard coming up shortly, but do want to welcome in Rocky Pruitt here at Randall Ford, who is up for Salesman of the Year here in the River Valley. That's a pretty prestigious award, man. I know that some before you have gone on to win it a few times here. How excited are you for that announcement to come out in October?
Man, I'm stoked and honored for it. I'm looking forward to see what comes out of it.
So you guys have these new Broncos, and there was an orange one, which your favorite, being a Tennessee Vols fan, was out here in front last week. It probably got snatched up because of how just awesome a vehicle is. Tell our audience across ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, what makes a Ford Bronco such an attractive vehicle?
That's it, man. You said it from the get-go. Go Vols, buddy. But man, the Bronco, it's a revamped rig. I mean, they've not had one of these on the road in 2 decades. So Ford knew it had a big following of people ready to see what we could do, how we could throw new technology into something that's been such an icon. So, I mean, from the front and rear lock and diffs to the leather and everything you can get in a Bronco, man, they hit the nail on the head.
Something you guys have had that hasn't left a lot at any point in time is the Ford F-150. It's the best-selling truck in America, and you guys have new 2021's F-150s in stock right now. Explain to our audience, Rocky, why this is just such a dependable truck.
Man, best-selling truck, 44 years and counting. And, I mean, I could sit here and explain it to you, but best thing you can do is put your hands on one, get behind the wheel, and understand where everybody's coming from and why it's earned that award.
So you're up for Salesman of the Year. You've got best new car, best used car, best body shop, and best service department all at Randall Ford is up in the running for. What does that say about your team here?
Guys, we're here for our people. We're here for our customers, and we're here to make sure that everybody is excited to be a Randall Ford customer.
Well, Rocky, appreciate you joining us. Hopefully your Tennessee Volunteers come back against the Pitt Panthers.
Man, we're going to see what happens. Let's not talk too much about it anymore.
And with that, Tommy, let's go and get into our Bud Light scoreboard update.
All right, Bud Light brewed to be perfect for anywhere there is fun, because when there's fun, there's Bud Light there. Every bottle, can, and draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Tommy, Tennessee down at this point in time, but really the game that everyone's keeping their eye on right now is a top 15 matchup between the Oregon Ducks and the Ohio State Buckeyes into the third quarter. Oregon leads Ohio State 28-14.
Yeah, and this one, somewhat of a surprise, as everybody thought Ohio State would fare better at home. They struggled in the first half against Minnesota, came back to win that game. But right now, Oregon proven to be one of maybe a contender for one of those playoff spots now, leading by 2 touchdowns with a quarter to play.
Pretty wild going on. Auburn's crushing Alabama State 55-0, and then Florida's up big on South Florida 35-3. Those are some big-time games. We'll come back to these coming up here on the morning, not the morning rush, Arkansas Game Day. Hour 3 of Arkansas Game Day is heading your way, including a conversation with Coach Houston Nutt.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Really excited to be down here with my friends again at Randall Ford. Jeremy, last weekend, you guys knocked it out of the park. You saved so many people so much money on the F-150s that they purchased. I saw them rolling out of here one right after the other. And sooner you get more Bronco Sports in, I know those are going to be gone too, because that's the hottest selling vehicle on the market today.
The craziest thing, Jimmy, is that Ford knew it was such a great deal that they've extended 0% financing for 72 months through the end of this month.
0%, 72 months, brand new F-150s. I can tell you, Jeremy, as long as I've been coming down around to Ford, they never do that. So this is something special.
It's huge. It's a great deal for our customers. We're trying to stay in truck leadership. It's been 44 years as a #1 truck in America, and we're trying to make it 45.
There you go. Come by and see my friends. Check out one of our sales professionals today and let them save you some money at 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see us at Randall Ford.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Don't drop the ball. Talk to your doctor about prostate health today. A man has a 1 in 7 chance of developing prostate cancer in his lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer-related death in Arkansas men. Catch it early. It doesn't have to knock you down. Join the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and their partners for free health education screenings for men ages 45 to 75. Go to arprostatecancer.org for a calendar of screening events near you. When it comes to prostate health, don't drop the ball.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
When you're looking for a lawyer, you want one you can trust, someone you can count on to be there no matter what, someone to have your back when life doesn't. You want someone to call your lawyer. One phone call to the law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna and your problems are solved.
242-5874, that's 242-5874.
No one likes divorce, but having the right lawyer makes all the difference in the world. Family law and criminal law, one call. 242-5874, that's 242-5874. The law offices of Andrea Stone Hanna, PLLC. Go Hogs.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Rowland. For over 31 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here in-house financing program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue is now open 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Whole Hog Cafe has party packs for your watch party, tailgate party, business meetings, or lunch and dinner for the family. You will see a few new items on the menu to go along with the award-winning barbecue and sides. Whole Hog Cafe, Phoenix Avenue, offers online ordering at wholehogfortsmith.com, along with curbside and delivery service. Or come see us 11 till 8 Monday through Saturday. Follow Whole Hog Cafe on Facebook and Instagram for specials.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith, from the Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Off play action, going to keep it on a quarterback keeper inside the 20, inside the 10, KJ to the 5, touchdown Arkansas!
Arkansas Game Day is brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer.
KJ's going to throw back in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas, Tyson Morris.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Just got an update from our guy Mason Choate, who is going to be helping out with our Hog Reaction tonight, which you'll get a chance to hear following the Learfield postgame. And Tommy, he says MLK is backed up to the Interstate Bridge for a little traffic update. You were talking about there's some traffic blockage from Conway to Russellville. Safe to say a lot of people making their way to Donald W. this afternoon.
So backed up both directions, he said, to the MLK's backed up to the I-49 bridge. Is that what you're saying?
MLK is backed up to the Interstate Bridge.
Okay, well, and that's not unusual on a game day, but the concern right now is we've had several calls in to the studios is at Russellville. Now, the iDriveArkansas.com map is showing no delays right now on 40, so maybe that's been cleared up, but we have had several calls. And now I'm zooming in on that. It's not exactly right. Still at London, there's some slowdown. But there was a wreck or something earlier that had traffic backed up as far as Blackwell. That's on the other side of Atkins. It's like 25 miles of traffic being slowed down. Now I'm seeing some problems around mile marker 70 on I-49, according to their website. So leaving plenty of time. Just don't get mad and frustrated like I probably will, because it's going to be a problem. There's just no way when you have 80,000 people converging to one spot, you're not going to have a problem.
Tommy, we haven't mentioned this story just yet, but did you just see the Fayetteville homeowner, and if you haven't seen it, go to hitthatline.com, that mowed an upside-down longhorn into their yard? Have you seen that picture
I have
yet?
not seen that picture.
You need to go to our website right now. I think Andy's the one that put it up, but it just got sent to me. Congrats, Andy. Just another great, stellar job. I'm trying to find this fan's name, but this is just wild. They have mowed their grass in the shape of an upside-down longhorn. This took some time, man, based on me looking at that. This is from Southern Bell, LSU. Is who it comes from. My goodness gracious, this is incredible.
Yeah, so, I mean, that just, goes to show you the level of hatred and what this game means to a lot of people here this week. So I don't think I hate the Longhorns, but I'm not sure I have the skill or the time to to do that. Yeah, if you want to see that, it's right now just the lead story here at hitthatline.com. That took some work. I mean, maybe this should be someone that's on the grounds crew at Razorback Stadium or Baum Walker, because this is a well-done job. Every detail, even the little ears under the horns, the whole bit. This was not an amateur job done here by the homeowner.
So you speak to the grounds crew inside of Reynolds Razorback Stadium. I wondered tonight, I would guess if I had to put money on it, there's going to be a flyover. What kind of extracurricular stuff should we expect inside of Razorback Stadium tonight?
Well, considering 9/11 and considering what our country is focused on, and a somber memory from our country, but good to take time and note that out. I would expect some kind of 9/11 remembrance, and I'm certain that's going to happen. A flyover would be great. We've seen those many times, over the stadium before big games. So it'd almost not be complete without it. And, with a red and white stripe out tonight, I think they'll probably mix some blue in there. I think I saw some pom-poms that were blue, maybe in the where the visiting section is located. Some kind of red, white, and blue commemoration tonight here on 9/11 would be expected.
Yeah, and I know that we not necessarily we got things going in this hour. That is a big part of not just tonight's football game, but all day today. You were watching just kind of the remembrances this morning. I know that I've been reading a few stories just detailing, because Tommy and I were in much different situations. Tommy was 26 at a radio station. I was in second grade, so I don't have as great of a memory when it comes to the days and just the events that occurred. And where exactly I was, I just remember that it was just a weird day, and as a young kid, I couldn't fully grasp what was happening at the time, to be honest.
September 6, 2001, my grandfather, my mom's dad, John Wayne Carter, passed away. We had his service on the 10th. I was 25 years old. I was working at KFPW Radio at the time, and we were a small shop, and we was kind of a jack of all trades, general manager, sales manager, janitor type deal. And I'm sitting at my desk the day after his funeral service, and we went into the studio to watch the TV as the news was coming out, and just could not believe what we saw before our eyes. And I mean, me and the owner of the station, one of the owners, went to lunch, and the lines for gasoline that afternoon were just incredible. The price of gasoline had risen threefold in a matter of hours, and people were panicked, Ty. I mean, people didn't know if there was going to be an attack where you were at, what was going to happen next. People in Arkansas, particularly in the Russellville area, concerned about the safety around the nuclear plant. Everyone did not know what to do, and we just kind of paused for a few days. And when it became apparent that the attacks had stopped, and the president had spoken to the country and kind of calmed some things down, we really started to understand what had happened. And this morning on the 20th remembrance, the major networks were going through, as they do every year with this remembrance. They had people reading each and every name of the nearly 3,000 lost. And, it takes a long time because that's how much was lost. There was a lot lost. So, I don't know, today kind of hit home a little more than usual for me.
Now, sports, we know, don't fix everything, but I think sports has been important things for a number of reasons. Racial relations, this 9/11, because if you remember, and I think everyone can remember this moment, I by no means identify as a massive baseball fan, but when George W. Bush stepped out into the old Yankee Stadium and threw that just steaming fastball right down the pipe, I mean, I don't think there is just a massive contingency of George W. Bush supporters in Yankee Stadium, but there was a applause that could be heard for miles when he stepped foot. And that was a way what sports has done for us over the years, has united us in various things when we have things come between us for various political, racial, religious reasons. And sports has kind of been that go-between that everyone can come together. I know that not just during that baseball game, but tonight as we all settle in together in Razorback Stadium or wherever we're watching or listening to the game, it'll be a way to reflect and remember the tragedy that occurred 20 years ago today.
You know, and I was listening to Paul Feinbaum talk this morning on SEC Nation that Roy Kramer, you know, the day or two after said, no, we're going to play. You know, sports is going to be here. We're not going to let someone run us off of our games and keeping in tradition with what we do, because it didn't want to be like a sign of fear. But it became quickly apparent when the NFL decided they couldn't play because airplanes weren't flying, that college football followed shortly after. I was remembering with you yesterday, September 8th, 2001, right before 9/11, Arkansas commemorated and opened the south end zone that seemingly has been there forever for many in the fan base. You know, that was the first game. It was Tennessee. It was pouring down rain. They had to stop the game for weather. And then just a few days later, the world changed. You lost a football game the next week. I think Weber State was added to the schedule later in that year. Here we are 20 years later. We're not opening the new north end zone, but it kind of feels that way tonight, Ty, that we're really opening the stadium for the first time against Texas because, yes, we played a year ago with it in much different conditions, much different protocols and situations. However, you know, it feels like tonight's the night you're really kind of opening that stadium as it sits now for the first time in many ways.
It's like a beer keg that's waiting to be tapped, and that's what you have in front of us tonight. And Mike texted in earlier, and I missed it, but I'm going to get to it now. Remember, Greg McElroy, who was on SEC Nation this morning, he's going to be on the broadcast with Joe Tessitore tonight, continuously states that the loudest venue that he's ever played in is Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium in 2010, and that was 76,000, but that stadium was not enclosed. Now, it was the number one team in the country in Alabama, and we know the type of energy that the Crimson Tide bring, but I can almost argue the only other school that might bring that type of energy and anger and optimism is the Texas Longhorns, and they're in your house tonight. You're back on ESPN, and this is just, again, we've talked about the opportunity to showcase yourselves as a team tonight. But let's not forget this. You've done it in Bud Walton Arena at the college basketball venue. We know what you can do in Baum-Walker Stadium. But if you ask college football fans, hey, what do you think of what it would be like to play in Razorback Stadium football-wise? I guarantee you that most of them, now not all, but most of them would say, you know what, it's probably just a good SEC venue. Now, they're not saying it about basketball, and they're not saying that about baseball, because both of those, baseball is probably top 5, top 3, maybe even 1. Basketball's top 5, top 7 in the country. Football, you as a fan base can show the nation tonight, not only is your team for real, but this atmosphere, an enclosed Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, is one of the best atmospheres in college football.
Yeah, you got a lot of unofficial visits on campus. You've got a couple of official visits, and it's not just football. I mean, Nick Smith's there for basketball. There's all the sports are using this as a showcase for what it's like to be a Razorback. So I know that this game means a lot for the university, not just in football, but many other sports are entertaining and trying to put their best foot forward for their program tonight with for what should be the new gold standard for what a real football atmosphere is like on the University of Arkansas's campus.
Got 15 more minutes of Arkansas game day. Coach Nutt's going to be joining us coming up in about 20 minutes. You're welcome to join us as well at 877-377-6963. We're getting closer and closer to tonight. And, again, you're more than welcome to hop in here, voice your opinion on what happens tonight between the Longhorns and the Razorbacks.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Hanging out with my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Hey, Jeremy, the Venom R. I don't even need to say anything else.
Jimmy, it's the hottest truck in the market right now. It's fully customized. upfitted, class exclusive to Randall Ford. You have to see them to believe them. These trucks are flying out of here as quick as we get them done.
People, all they have to do is just come by and check them out.
Just come by, say, hey, I want to see the Venom R. You will not be disappointed.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Come see the Venom R's today at Randall Ford.
The Gameday Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Gameday Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, and VRBO.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Lock in your price for the next 2 years. When you make the move to Dish right now, call 877-305-DISH. It's football season. Ben, you've had a lot of calls. People that have cut the cord, went streaming only, and they just don't like watching football that way. Come back to Dish now.
Guys, it's time. It's simple. Call 877-305-DISH. It's our local number. It's a toll-free number. It rings into our local store. We've been serving the River Valley for 26 years, a premier Dish retailer. It's football season. It's time to get back to watching TV with traditional satellite TV service so you can flip channels, recall channels, go to the next channel,
record games,
yeah. Pause live TV, sports bar mode where you can watch 4 games at once with the hopper. It's just easier, and it's HD, and in some games in the future with bowl games, some of the NFL games, 4K. The Hopper 3 is 4K ready, but you got to call us, and we'll throw in a $100 Visa gift card this weekend before the game.
Also ask about the Playmaker system, the easy-to-use portable tailgating satellite system from World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
Don't drop the ball. Talk to your doctor about prostate health today. A man has a 1 in 7 chance of developing prostate cancer in his lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer-related death in Arkansas men. Catch it early. It doesn't have to knock you down. Join the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and their partners for free health education screenings for men ages 45 to 75. Go to arprostatecancer.org for a calendar of screening events near you. When it comes to prostate health, don't drop the ball.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
It's time to beat Texas, and Papa's Pub and Pizzeria has the specials for a big-time win. Hogwash Punch is only $5, and the Hogzilla Specialty Pizza is only $16.99, made with pulled pork from Neumeyer's Rib Room, sausage, Canadian bacon, pepperoni, crispy bacon, and cheese, dusted with Neumeyer's Rib Rub. Come watch the Hogs beat the Horns at Papa's. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Are you in need of roofing repairs or maybe more? Construction Master Roofing, who has been under new management since 2019 with over 25 years of experience, is who you need to call. Estimates are free, and military, first responders, and medical workers receive 5% off. Construction Master Roofing guarantees their work, and the number you need to call is 648-8888 in the River Valley, and in Oklahoma, call 918-859-4714. Construction Master Roofing, the roofing company that cares and gets the job done.
After surgery or illness, you may have many choices to assist you with your path to wellness. At Ashton Place Health and Rehab, they specialize in short-term rehabilitation and long-term care services. Ashton Place is dedicated to providing a home-like environment with a 5-star rating from CMS. They offer a choice of private or semi-private rooms with comfortable, relaxing spaces to get yourself back on track. For more information, call 452-8181.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
We are going to get to our Bud Light scoreboard update coming up, including what's going on between the Ducks and the Buckeyes. But do want to welcome in Justin in Fayetteville, who's phoned in. Justin, you're on Arkansas Game Day, man. What's up?
Hey, guys. Hey, I just wanted to call in a little bit. I was able to be down on campus early this morning. We were there for Marty McGee and SEC Nation. I was a freshman in 2006 when Tennessee came here for Game Day, and I was going to tell you that the atmosphere down there today rivals that. I think what you're going to see today and tonight is something very, very special from our crowd. As long as we hadn't forgot how to cheer together as 70,000 plus, because that hadn't happened in a while. But just wanted to make an observation that that place is going to be ready to go tonight. And we talked about home teams having an advantage of a touchdown or so. I think you'll see that tonight. So anyway, I just want to give some observations and say go Hogs.
Justin, appreciate it. Well, Tommy, that's one Born Orange team that you smacked around on a Saturday night in Fayetteville with Ron Franklin and company on the call. You'd love a similar outcome 15 years later against another Burnt Orange team in the Texas Longhorns.
And I think Clay was right on point earlier when he said, even if you don't win but you're competitive and you have a chance to win late in the fourth quarter, that will do a lot for the momentum of where Sam Pittman's program is. Much like leading at halftime against Georgia last year gave them some confidence. Now, at some point, losing close dissipates your confidence. You need to win big games. Tonight might be that first big step forward in winning a big game, but the worst outcome of all could be out of this thing early and uncompetitive in the second half. And this is a top 15 Texas team that's from all indications with Bijan Robinson and their offense capable of doing that. We'll see if Barry Odom's defense tonight can keep that from happening.
So if you remember that 2006 Tennessee-Arkansas game, yes, Darren McFadden, Felix Jones did their thing, but defensively, Jamal Anderson was wrecking havoc. He had at least 2, maybe 3 sacks in that game. Now, Eric Gaines was out. Jonathan Cropton, the backup quarterback, was in. And you don't have a Jamal Anderson on the defensive line. But what you do have is guys and depth that Barry Odom and Jamal Ashley have been talking about, and that's what you're wanting to see. This defensive line, this All-American linebacker in Grant Morgan and an All-American in the back end in Jalen Catalan just confuse the young Hudson Card, the young Casey Thompson, the guys that have not played in this atmosphere, anything like it. They are stepping in to a place where they're not going to be welcome, and that's like putting on the lightest end of things. And you have to confuse them. You have to make it difficult, and you have to set the tone early. Kind of like seemingly, Tommy, what's happening in Ohio State right now. And you wouldn't think that C.J. Stroud would be struggling another week at home, but this Oregon defense has given him all he can handle, and the Oregon offense, for that matter, is giving Ryan Day fits on that side of things.
All right, it's 4th down and 6 for Ohio State. We have a timeout on the field as right now the Oregon Ducks lead 35-21. So Ohio State threatening. They're calling the timeout on a huge play here, and we'll keep you updated. But right now, a 2-touchdown at edge for the Oregon Ducks.
That's a little surprising. Tommy, Ohio State was favored by 10 in this football game, and now they find themselves down 14 with 8 minutes to go. Now, we know the Buckeyes have offensive weapons all over the place, and they can score in a hurry. But if Oregon and Mario Cristobal are able to hull out this win, that's a pretty big win for his football program. Now, some other top 25 games going on right now. Auburn's up 62-0 on Alabama State. That one's set to expire pretty soon. Florida's up 35-6 on South Florida. VTech is leading Middle Tennessee State early 14-7. And Notre Dame is currently clinging to a 1-point lead over Toledo after the first quarter. Would like to see the Fighting Irish fall to a team that Arkansas knows a little bit about falling to in the years past, right?
Yeah, I mean, Toledo, caused Brett Bielema some problems. I saw where he was getting hammered, curb stomped by Virginia early. I hadn't checked on that in a while, but it was like 35-14.
Ball game. It's ball game, Tommy.
Is
it's
it
curtains.
Over curtains?
Yep.
What'd the final end up?
The final of the Virginia and Big Ten, let's see, Illinois. I just saw the conclusion. I'll pull it up real quick. But so what does that say about Nebraska? Because Illinois just fell last week, and now they got just steamrolled by Virginia this week. If you're Scott Frost and you're seeing those scores, like, what are you thinking right now about your football team?
Well, if A plus B equals C, which is always what we try to do in these equations, is, try to take the, what would have happened if these two teams had played in common opponents. I mean, it doesn't make you feel good about where you're at with Nebraska. And I think Nebraska, since Tom Osborne, they've had Pelini, they've had a couple of coaches that have won 9. Solich won 9, but they still can't seem to find their guy they're satisfied with, even at 9 wins. So I don't think Scott Frost is going to be the guy there from the start of this year.
Just pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The final that you were asking about earlier, Tommy, Virginia beat Illinois 42-14. Yeah. It was a 10.5-point spread.
This is Virginia. I mean, this isn't Virginia Tech, or this isn't pick another elite team, Florida State. This isn't Miami. I know Notre Dame's. This isn't one of the better ACC teams they were playing in a non-conference game. This is Virginia that just got you.
Cavalier. This is not Tony Bennett's basketball squad,
no, this
Tommy.
Would be like this would be a step below maybe Arkansas or Mississippi State or a mid to lower tier SEC team getting you, right?
Yeah, it's
and not just a little bit. They didn't beat you by a field goal at the gun. They kicked your tail.
They did. They kicked them pretty good. All right, coming up here again, and that's going to do it for our Bud Light scoreboard update, Tommy. And I know a lot of Arkansas fans are making their way to the stadium with some new 30 racks from they've got Razorbacks all over them. They're not just blue, they're red, man.
Yeah, Bud Light brewed to be perfect for anywhere there is fun, because when there's fun, there's a Bud Light there. Every bottle, can, and draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. You've been getting several calls and text and updates from folks. I think the traffic situation at Russellville is cleared out and improved. Now everybody's converging on Fayetteville at once, and we've had 4 or 5 texts and some phone calls about MLK is now gridlock, but that's expected as everybody's trying to squeeze onto Razorback Road, squeeze into those lots around the stadium. Sometimes it's just easier to go right to Baum Walker Stadium, park for free, get on a shuttle, and let them haul you up to the front door.
Yeah, luckily enough, I spent some time up there where I know the nooks, the crannies, and crevices, the back roads where I can navigate better than I can. But it's so packed up there. And Tommy, you just heard from Justin in Fayetteville, feels of 2006 when College Game Day was in town. I mean, this atmosphere is going to be electric tonight, and I cannot wait. And I'll tell you who else can't wait for it, and that's Houston Dale. Houston Nutt is going to be joining us coming up, former Razorback coach. And when it came to motivation, when it came to getting his team ready for hyped atmospheres, it's him and it's Coach Broyles, and that's about it when it comes to comparing who's the best of the best to ever coach at Arkansas. Coach Nutt is going to be joining us coming up shortly. Stay with us live from Randall Ford.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Hey, back again with our good friends at World of Wireless. Call 877-305-DISH. If you cut the cord in the last year or two and now football season's back and you can't switch between games, you don't enjoy the experience as much, Ben, you can get DISH in your home for as low as $80 a month.
Get back to traditional TV where you can watch all your sports, have picture-in-a-picture going, and with the Hopper, you can have 4 games at once on your big screen, by the way.
And a full DVR capability, too.
Full DVR recording, instant replay on your own. The main thing is you got to call us at World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. Less than $80 a month gets you 3 TVs. You don't have to worry. And all 3 TVs are sharing the same recordings. Traditional satellite TV is more affordable than ever. Your price is guaranteed for 2 years, and it's just easier to watch sports. So get back to watching sports the way you like it, changing those channels, talking to your remote, telling you to find this game, find that game on your remote. It finds your games for you.
It's better than streaming, and it's at a low cost right now with DISH and World of Wireless, and lock it in for 2 years. 877-305-DISH for World of Wireless.
Did you know that Russell Exterior builds metal buildings too? We'll let them make your next shop, man cave, shed, or whatever it is that you've been wanting. They can also build your next deck or back porch. Whatever the project, call Russell Exterior today at 479-551-2093, or in Spanish, call 479-597-6311. They are a locally owned company that is fully licensed, bonded, and insured, so don't wait for your next project. Call Russell Exterior and make all your dreams come true. Russell Exterior, 479-551-2093, or check them out online at russellexterior.com.
Metters Lumber True Value has a simple way to help rid your home of pesky insects. Right now, get a gallon of Ortho Home Defense ready-to-use indoor insect barrier for just $14.99 after a $3 instant rebate for True Value Rewards members. It has an extended wand, kills all common household bugs, and prevents new bugs from entering your home for up to 365 days. Find these bargains in the month and other great deals at Metters Lumber True Value while supplies last. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab in Fort Smith is hiring dietary aides, CNAs, and LPNs all shifts. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab is a newly remodeled 5-star rehab and long-term facility. Full-time positions qualify for benefits such as medical, dental, 401k, and vacation. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab wants you to become a Chapel Champ team member today. Please apply at Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab, 4623 Rogers Avenue, or fax resume to 478-1014. That's 478-1014.
The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is reaching out to men and their families all across Arkansas. Know your stats. 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. Stay in the game. All men ages 45 to 75 should see a doctor to consider a screening for prostate cancer. Don't sit on the sideline. Prostate cancer is nearly 100% survivable if caught early. For more information, visit arprostatecancer.org.
Diesel Service Company at 319 Wheeler in Fort Smith is the place you need to go for all your diesel farm and industrial fuel system needs. Plus, they can service your diesel Power Stroke injectors and take care of your Dodge pickup pump as well. They also have turbocharger sales and repairs for just about every need you may have. In fact, chances are if you have diesel equipment, Diesel Services can handle any problem you have. That's Diesel Service, 319 Wheeler in Fort Smith. See their ad in the yellow pages under Fuel Injection Repair.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off, intercepted by Catalan at the 47 to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
There's not many better people out there that can motivate a football team than Coach Houston Nutt. And he's going to be joining us shortly here on Arkansas Game Day as we are live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They have new Ford F-150s in stock. And I know a lot of you driving up right now to Fayetteville. Maybe this is your first tailgate of the fall, of the season, but you don't have the right vehicle. Well, the Ford F-150 or the Bronco are two perfect ones that you could take advantage of not just tailgating, but having a dependable vehicle that so many people will be jealous of. So whether it's the Ford F-150, whether it's their pre-owned inventory, whatever you're in the market for, stop on by the fourth oldest Ford dealership. They've been in business since 1908. That's Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Now, I'm really excited to welcome this guy in to the program, Coach Houston Nutt. And I know that when it comes to games he's had, Tommy, he's had some big-time games between Texas and Arkansas, and two of them really stand out.
Yeah, Coach has been in some big atmospheres. Let's talk to him about it right now. Coach Houston Nutt with us here on Arkansas Game Day.
Better win for you personally, 2000 at the Cotton Bowl or 2003 in Austin, Texas?
Man, that's a tough one because both of them are so sweet. 2000, that was the first win. I think first bowl victory in about 15 years. So that was a great one. But anytime you go on the road though, and go in a hostile environment and win, there's nothing like that either. So that's just too hard to pick.
Well, they're both great ones, Coach. And I was listening to you talk about the game earlier this week, and one of the things that you had the luxury of is Coach Broyles called you on Thursday night and just kind of reassured you, hey, you've been doing what you're doing. You guys are going to have a great game on Saturday. What would your message be to Coach Pittman heading into this high-octane game, a game that hasn't been played in Fayetteville since 2004? What's your message to Coach?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the preparation is so important, and so you just feel like they've had a good week. Everybody's going to be laser focused, and so as far as that part of it, you just want your players to focus on their job, and then as closer as you get to the game, the atmosphere is going to be so good. Because just remember, it wasn't too long ago, last year, COVID. It was one of the hardest things to me, just watching the game without the noise, without the band, the cheerleaders, the atmosphere, the passion. So all that's back, and so the players realize that. They know that. And so my message, hey, you're ready to go. You got them ready. You turn them loose. And now, especially with the emotion, the passion, the fans are going to play every play with you. You turn it loose. You turn it loose, and that's why it's one of the greatest games there is. And I think the first 5 minutes, are always very, very important, especially at home, because that's where the home field advantage comes in. I always felt like we were 3 to 7 points up when you're at home, and so you take advantage of that. And so I just know Coach Pittman from outside looking in. I know that they'll correct the special teams. They'll correct the things and fix up the things from the first game, and now you go put it on the field, and you just let that atmosphere take over. You're almost on automatic pilot, and that's the way you want your team. You've had great preparation. You're ready to go. Now it's on automatic pilot. Let's go. And even if you make a mistake, we're going 100 miles an hour.
Coach, one of my good friends, someone I officiate high school football with on Friday nights, is one of your former players, Sparky Hamilton, and he's always relaying one of your quotes: "Best days of your life." Man, it's the best days of your life. Why was that so important to you to express that to your team before big games, during practices? Because I can tell you this, it stuck with Sparky for a while. Why was that such an important message for you?
I love Sparky Hamilton.
Oh, he's great.
You know what's important about that to me is don't forget about this moment, because they go by so fast. And I always remember talking to the team, the very first team meeting. I'd ask the seniors to stand up, and you knew that, hey, this is important, so important to them, because they only have about 3 months left. But now I asked the freshmen to stand up, and I would ask them, now, how long do you think it's going to be before you're a senior? You're going to be sent up as a senior. And, they'd have a look like, that's going to be forever before I'm a senior. And this is why we tell them, nuh-uh, it's the best days of your life, because it is going by fast, and it will happen so fast. So you want to enjoy and take advantage of every moment. And so where I'd always would get them where the heat index during 2 days would be maybe 108, 110, and during stretch lines, they're hitting about that 10th practice, and I'd yell out, "The best days of your life." And they're saying, "Yeah, right." And, but just like Sparky, though, when you fast forward 10, 15 years afterwards, it truly was. It was truly the best days of their life. And so you just want them to enjoy the moment, embrace it, because it is the best days of your life.
Coach, you had quite a dandy dual-threat quarterback in Matt Jones. Got a chance to talk with him earlier this week, and just what he could provide on the field when things broke down, when the defensive line crashed, and he was just able to make plays with his feet. Arkansas really hasn't had that guy until the guy that's suiting up for quarterback for the Razorbacks now, KJ Jefferson. What dynamic does he add to this football team, and how much is he going to have to use his legs tomorrow night?
Yeah, the thing about Matt Jones was always had ice water in his veins, and every defensive coordinator, from Joe Lee Dunn or anybody after the game, they would come to me and say, "I didn't realize how fast Matt Jones was." The safeties would take a bad angle, bad step, and then he outruns them. And so the thing about KJ Jefferson, in today's world, you got to be able to extend the play. If a left tackle or right tackle, if he misses a block, and it's going to happen 3 or 4 times a game where somebody may miss somebody, that's where your quarterback, that's where your 12th man comes into play. And that's what Matt Jones had. So KJ, the biggest thing for him to me is you don't have to be Superman. Be yourself. But when you can use your legs, you can extend the play and adjust on the run, on the move. Man, it makes all the difference. It just gives a defensive coordinator a headache when they think they have everybody buttoned down and covered, and then you can still move the chains. And that's what Matt Jones always was able to do for us. He was able to move the chains, make things happen. But the biggest thing, I think, for a quarterback in a game like this, you always want to try to make a play, but what's important is know that there's a fine line. Hey, don't force it. It's okay to throw it to grandmother in the third row sometimes. Hey, let's just re-huddle. Let's get back on the line of scrimmage and let's go again. But you don't turn it over.
Coach, we were talking about Sparky a moment ago. He was from Lufkin, Texas, and you always recruited a great group from Texas. And when you had these games, what, from a coach's perspective, did it mean to you for them that, hey, maybe Texas had said, you're not good enough to go here, or they chose Arkansas over Texas? What did this game and this particular week mean to them personally, playing for Arkansas against the school, the flagship school in their home state?
Well, you hit on something that's really big. It's a great question because I live pretty close to Tony Bua, and I can tell you, he was not recruited. He was a Texas boy, but he moved to New Orleans. He didn't get recruited by LSU, and they have this mindset, okay? And they have this chip on their shoulder. Oh, you didn't recruit me? Okay, I'm going to show you. And that's how they go into the game. Texas didn't recruit me, and I had some unbelievable Texas players. When you go look at Fred Talley and Caleb Miller, Sparky Hamilton, you can go on and on. So many players made a difference. Chris Houston was another one that was from Austin, Texas. He was from Austin, Texas. You can bet how wound up and motivated he was because they didn't offer him. And so it goes a little deeper now with those guys. When they feel like they got slighted or they got overlooked, now's the time where they feel like I'm fixing to show the coaches on the other sideline what they missed. And so, but when you have that on top of some hungry Arkansas-raised young men, wow, watch out.
Sold-out crowd, expanded stadium, really the first time that it'll be packed out since its expansion because of COVID this past year. How much of an effect are Razorback fans going to have on Hudson Card, Thompson, and that entire Texas offense?
I always feel like the home field advantage, when it's rocking, when it's right, and like it's going to be Saturday, I always felt like 3 to 7 points was the advantage for us at home. And I say that because when your fans come with this passion that they're going to have, and remember, as you hit on last year, there was nothing. It was so hard for me just watching games in New York studio without the noise level, without the band, without the cheerleaders and all that excitement. So now when you fast forward to this Saturday night, you have that. I expect the fans to play every play. That'd be my message to them. Hey, don't just come to watch now. You've had a year off. You've had a year to really, store some energy up. So let's come to participate, and let's make it extremely. I've seen that stadium make it very, very hard on the opponent. Very hard. You can ask Tommy Tuberville. You can ask Nick Saban. You can ask any coach in the SEC that's come to Fayetteville, come to Little Rock, and they'll tell you very, very difficult. And that's when the fans are at a very high level. They're calling those halls with enthusiasm, with passion. And I expect the fans to play every single play, to be a participant, and to be a difference maker.
So, Coach, you kind of just gave a message to fans. I want to close you down with this. Prior to Arkansas playing #1 Alabama, we had you on, and you gave what I thought was a fantastic, impromptu, off-the-cuff pregame speech. What is your final message to them before they step foot in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium?
Yeah. You don't have to say much this week because they realize it's a big game. It's Texas. And so my biggest message would be, hey, these are the best days of your life. And there's going to be a lot of brothers and sisters and mothers and uncles and grandmothers and granddads. All eyes are on you. And so what's important is you do your best. You turn it loose. You turn it loose every single play. We can live with whatever happens as long as you're giving Razorback effort each play. You know, it's going to come down to 3 or 4 plays, and we don't know which 3 or 4 plays will be the difference. But as long as you have that thing on full throttle, you can be a difference maker. So let's go out there and let's go and let's lay it on the line. And to me, that's what it's all about, because these are truly the best days of your life. Let's go.
Best days of your life. Coach, we appreciate your time this morning. I don't think there's anyone that probably has been in that chair that understands the passion and what it means better than you. And you've been gracious with your time this morning. We appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Always a joy to catch up with old Houston Nutt. Did a fantastic job setting the stage for what looks to be a wonderful, fantastic, spectacular atmosphere inside of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. When we come back, the final segment of Arkansas Game Day, your final chance to voice your opinion on what happens tonight at 877-377-6963. We're live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Whenever you want to call a dealership Truck Central, you come to my friends at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Whether you're looking for a new F-150, oh, by the way, 0% interest for 72 months through the end of the month. Whether you're looking for a pre-owned GMC Sierra, if you're looking for a pre-owned Chevrolet, if you're looking for a pre-owned Dodge with a big Hemi engine, how about a Dodge with the Rebel package on it? We have that as well. If you're looking for Raptors, we have several to choose from. It's Truck Central, my friends. And the 0% interest for 72 months continues through the end of the month at Randall Ford. So when you're thinking about a truck, new or pre-owned, the place to shop, the place to be, the place to save money is 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Don't forget, you can always shop us online. We encourage you to check out our inventory at randallford.com.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
I tell you, Jeb, I'm fed up with the heat, the bugs, the high prices. I'm going to look for a new place to live.
You going to call Ellie Gladwell? She helped you get this house.
Nah, place I'm looking for is far away, way far away.
Why don't you sleep on it?
I done slept on it. I slept on it for 20 years. I got ideas, Jeb. Big ideas. You wait. You'll see.
NickandEllie.com. Equal housing opportunity. Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
There are lots of options when it comes to maintenance and repair on your vehicle. Choose the right one. Choose Phoenix Avenue Tire. Maintain and extend the life of your vehicle with oil changes, brakes, batteries, radiators, shocks, struts, alignments. They do it all with Phoenix Avenue Tire. Starters, belts and hoses, steering and suspension. Phoenix Avenue Tire will treat your car or truck like the major investment it is. And do it right the first time. Phoenix Avenue Tire, 1701 Phoenix Avenue, right by the tracks.
The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is reaching out to men and their families all across Arkansas. Know your stats. 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. Stay in the game. All men ages 45 to 75 should see a doctor to consider a screening for prostate cancer. Don't sit on the sideline. Prostate cancer is nearly 100% survivable if caught early. For more information, visit arprostatecancer.org.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Pass deflected, picked off. Intercepted by Catalan at the 47, to the near sideline, inside the 40, inside the 30.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
You know, if I was a betting man, I'd say Jalen Catalan is going to have at least one interception, one forced fumble, or one fumble recovery tonight. He has a nose for the football, as Clay Henry was referred to him. Reminds him a lot of the Honey Badger, Mr. Tyrann Mathieu, who had a knack for being around the football. So he has a knack for selling cars is our friend Jordan here at Randall Ford. Jordan, you guys have new Ford F-150s in stock. You've got the Broncos. You've got every tailgating vehicle that people need to know about right now.
Absolutely. We got them around here. And, man, that 0% for 72 months on the Ford F-150, that's phenomenal right now. We're pretty excited about that.
Plus, good pre-owned inventory as well. It's not just Fords here at Randall Ford, as you guys are the 4th oldest dealership, but you guys have a bunch of different vehicles on the lot that people need to come by and see.
Yeah, we're just trying to be aggressive on our used car inventory. We want to make sure everybody has something to choose from. We don't want just Ford buyers here. We want everybody to come see us.
So tell us about the Ford Blue Advantage. It's certified pre-owned program. What process y'all's used cars go through?
You know, they go through a multi-point inspection in our service department. They go through basically made to where they're almost brand new. Then they're going to get a extended warranty that's going to cover everything, so you don't have to worry about it. It just really certifies that, this is almost a brand new vehicle.
You guys are up for 5 categories, best of the best. Your coworker Rocky Pruitt's up for the best salesman, best body shop, best service department, best used car, and best new car. That goes to show you the team here. It's getting the job done. Absolutely, and we just want to thank the community in Fort Smith just standing behind us saying, hey, we really appreciate you guys. What do you think about tonight at 6 o'clock? Who takes home there's not a trophy involved, but the proverbial trophy. Who takes it home tonight? Well, man, I'm a Bear fan, so I would love nothing more than Arkansas to take the Longhorns and, just take advantage of that. My dad sent me a picture yesterday, who is also a Baylor alum, of him horns down. I don't know where this giant Texas vehicle was, but he made sure to send me that. And hopefully not just Baylor Bear fans, Arkansas fans, everyone will be happy today. And, Jordan, everyone's going to be happy when they stop by and see you and everyone else here at Randall Ford. Absolutely. We'd love to make it happen. So, Tommy, big game tonight. We know that, and we're about a little over 3 hours out. We've been doing a 3-hour pregame show here at Randall for a reason, because we know how much has been put on this game. Let's hear what Fayetteville Joe thinks about this game tonight. Fayetteville Joe, what are we thinking about Arkansas and Texas at 6 o'clock?
I am excited. I'm even more pumped up after I heard old H-Dale talking just a little bit ago. And I think he hit the nail on the head per usual. He said, we ain't got to say much this week. It's Texas. I'm 36. I'm young. I don't remember the heyday of the Texas-Arkansas rivalry, but I got a lot of older friends that do, and they instill some of that hatred almost, but that brotherly hatred for Texas. And man, it's a great day. I don't live in Arkansas anymore. I live in Baton Rouge now. The sun is shining. I just left my son's first football game past the Kraken. Man, it's a beautiful day to beat a Longhorn.
There you go. And speaking of, Fayetteville Joe, enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you're wearing that Razorback red down there in Baton Rouge. So good stuff from Fayetteville. Now, does Dylan have his first? Does he have his first game today, or what's?
We had second padded practice. We got a game in like a week. So yeah, we're kind of in that same boat there with Fayetteville Joe. We're ready for some pads to be popping. So
I know that Dylan's really excited about that to hit someone. Now he had a little bit of a belt fiasco. What happened this week?
Well, we had to make some adjustments on the pants, but I tell you, I've got a picture. Maybe I'll share it at some point. But we Marty Burlsworth gave us some replica Greater Burlsworth jerseys. He gave me when the movie came out, and I've had that thing hanging around. And that's what he's using for his practice jerseys. He's number 77 in practice right now. He's got Burlsworth on his back.
So I don't really care who you envision tonight if you're a Razorback player, whether it's Cedric Cobbs, Matt Jones, Coach Ken Hatfield, who at the time we know the punt return he had. Whatever player that has showcased himself in this game, envision that moment tonight, whether you're a player or fan, because this could be one of those moments years later where we look back. This is a rekindling of a rivalry that we haven't seen in Fayetteville in 17 years. These two teams have not played since 2014, 7 years, but that was in the Texas Bowl. It's now in Razorback Stadium. Packed house. There's going to be over 76,000 strong. I'd be surprised if they didn't break an attendance record. And if you're going to be there, as Coach Nutt said, be loud, be forceful, and make sure your presence is felt tonight, not just starting at 6 o'clock, but leading up to the game.
This could be a launching pad for something coming down the road. And we've talked about the recruiting angle, not just for football, but for the other sports as well. So it's a big moment for the university. It's a big moment for our state. We all feel invested in what the outcome of tonight's game is. That also sets you up for great heartbreak. But if it doesn't mean a lot, it wouldn't hurt when you lose, and it wouldn't mean so much when you win. So it's great to have these feelings about a ball game that it's not just another ho-hum opponent, So,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot at stake, and if you lose, it's going to hurt a lot. But great things generally have that at stake. It's one or the other. There's either extreme jubilation or we'll all be in a state of depression for a week or two.
And at least cover, at least cover.
Well, we don't want moral victory. We want the real thing here.
We want the whole piece of the pie, not just a piece of the pie. Well, that's going to wrap it up here on Arkansas Game Day, live from Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light.
Real quick, Oregon leads Ohio State 35-28. They have the ball 4th and 1 with a timeout on the field with 30 seconds left in that game. So Oregon.
Come on, Ducks.
There's a sliver of hope for Ohio State, but it looks like Oregon's going to hold on and beat Ohio State on their field.
Come on, Ducks. All right, that's going to do it for Tommy and myself. Everyone be safe driving up to Fayetteville. I know you want to get there fast, but Arkansas Game Day rolls along. You're going to hear from Phil Elson, Rick Schaefer, and Gino Bell next on the Learfield pregame.
The Game Day Lodge in Branson is the perfect place for corporate retreats, golf trips, and team building activities. You'll find 10 bedrooms with 19 beds for up to 28 guests, 9 bathrooms, 17 TVs, poker table, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a fire pit, 2 gas grills, outdoor basketball court, a heated indoor swimming pool nearby, and a 10-minute drive to Silver Dollar City. Not to mention near some of the best golf courses. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,